What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds taking on Chelsea at Anfield. The team news has dropped. The big news, no Florian Wirtz in the match day squad. Unfortunately, he's ill, so he's not available. We do, however, have some returnees to the team today. Georgi Mamardashvili is back in goal. Isak is back on the bench. And the big news, Rio starts on the left wing. So let me take you through the team really quickly before we get stuck into the chat. In goal, Georgi Mamardashvili. We believe it's Curtis Jones again at right back. Centre back, Kanade and Van Dijk. Left back, Milos Kerkez. Your midfield today, Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai. Rio on the left, Jeremy Frimpong on the right and Cody Gakpo through the middle. Your Liverpool bench, I will talk about right now. It's Joe Gomez, Alexander Isak, Federico Chiesa, Andy Robertson, Freddie Woodman, Trey Morris-Leone, Kieran Morrison, Tala Ndiaye and Will Wright. The Chelsea teams just dropped as well. It is Jorgensen in goal for them, then Gusto, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella. Their midfield is Caicedo and Santos. Then it's Enzo, Cole Palmer, Jarell Haddo and João Pedro. That is the starting 11 for Chelsea. So, how are we? Stevie boy. Once again, Curtis Jones at right back, WTF. So, why go and buy Frimpong and he starts Maka, who's been shite all season? That's the spirit. That's the spirit, dude. I don't know, mate. Look, I'm as surprised as you are to see Maka in the starting 11, but I'm not going to lie. I'm happy that Rio's playing. At least we get to have a proper look at him. It is, of course, the second to last home game of the season for the Reds. Third last game of the season. So fingers crossed we can get a result today and hopefully a bit of a performance as well. Liz, happy match day. Love you all. Thank you, Liz. Right back at you, my friend, over in Florida. What an early start it is for you, Liz. Must be just 6:30 now, I think, over in Florida. And Stevie boy as well. Good morning to you, my man. Well, it's not morning over in Australia, is it, dude? It's probably late evening time, I think. Thank you. Sabrina's bringing me in the second coffee just to make sure that I can keep my eyes open. So, yes, how are we all? Bench isn't exactly stacked today, said Connor. No, it's not. It's not, but look, it is what it is. You know, a win today should all but seal the Champions League place for us, so let's hope we get it. So, yes, how are we all on this sunny morning, everybody? I hope you're well. Let's look at the Chelsea bench, actually. It's Adebayo, Delap, Chalobah, Reece James, Achimpong, Slonina, Lavia, Kavuma McQueen and Abue. That's the Chelsea bench. So yeah, give us your thoughts on this one. Canada in the house, how are we? Drifted football, nice to see you, my friend. Again, early start for you guys in Canada as well. 6:30, wow. And here's me moaning about having to start at 11:30. But look, busy day for us here on the channel. We have our watch-along match reaction, player ratings video, and we'll be back tonight with a late-night agenda as well. Phil, so wasn't able to go to Anfield today, unwell with a sore neck, watching in bed. Well, I hope you feel better soon, my man. There's definitely something going around. A few weeks ago, everybody except me in my house was sick, and it just felt like it was going from one to the next to the next. So, yeah, there's definitely a bit of a dose going around, my man, but I hope you feel well. Shane said, I'm good. A cold coffee on the go. Had an early lunch. Look at you. Look at Shane living the life. I'm still on the morning coffees, the hot coffee, Shane. I've never really been a fan of cold coffees. I love coffee, but it wouldn't even enter my mind to have a cold coffee. Not when there's Diet Coke available. Holly, how are you, my friend? Let's go. Big win today, please. Love the channel. Thank you, Holly. Appreciate you. And yeah, hopefully we do get a win today, Holly. It would be a nice start to the weekend anyway. Score predictions at Drifted Football. Or not football, it's Fortball. What have I got? Score prediction. I'm going to stick with my 2-1. Yeah, I went 2-1 all week, so I'm going to stick with that one. And yeah, if we get a win today, you'll be happy enough with that. That pretty much secures us Champions League football. And then, of course, we've got Villa away next Friday night. And then we've got to finish a Brentford at home. So fingers crossed we can finish the season well. Feel a bit unwell looking at that lineup. At least we get to see Rio starting. Yeah, look, well, we know Wirtz is an illness, so that's not an injury at least. He had missed a little bit of training, was training on his own, so obviously wasn't available to play the game today. But it is good news that Isak's back in the matchday squad. But it isn't the most earth-shatteringly exciting 11, but, you know, it is good that we get to see Rio. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, just let me check something here. Okay. It's funny how you talk about respect. Whenever anyone confronts you, you always cry like a baby. Slot in. Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. Try harder. See, you confronted me and yet no tears. It's magic, isn't it? I don't even know what to say to you, mate. It's too early to deal with it, so I'll just go, cheers. But it's funny how you're here spending money when you don't seem to like it. That's the part that I'd find funnier, personally, rather than me. It's not when someone confronts me, it's when someone talks to me like an asshole. But that's okay. You just keep sending me the free money and I'll keep doing this for free. And then we all win, because you get to give me free money. I get to do this for the people that want to be here for free, and we all get to smile. But yeah, slot in as if you mean that with even one fibre of your being, or as if you're actually a Liverpool fan. It doesn't really make a difference, but it is what it is, my friend. It is what it is. You crack on and enjoy your weekend, and I'll just smile. I love the free money though. It really does help at the weekend, because you're wondering, is it going to be a busy stream? You know, how exciting is it going to be? And then, poof, like magic, in comes the arsehole brigade with the free money, and we all rejoice. So thank you for that. And hopefully I look forward to the next one. At least we're getting into the right language now. You know, at least you've moved away from the Ukrainian/Russian accounts into something that resembles a human. But even at that, there's still a cov at the end of your name, kind of showing the Eastern European flavour that you want to bring. I don't know what to say, really. But again, cheers for the free money. At the game, hoping for a big result, said Malty. As am I, dude. As am I. But don't confront me, Malty, or I might shout at you and I might make you cry, because apparently I've hurt his feelings a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from a performance today. I know we need a win, but it's a bit difficult to predict what Liverpool's going to show up. But I am happy he's gone with Rio from the start. At least that gives us a proper look at the young lad over 90 minutes at home, which I think we're all looking forward to. Leon said that the chat went from a fiver to 250. I know they're cheap. That's it. Like, you know, they can't even afford to abuse me anymore. You know, they're going into 250s. I mean, what good is that, Danny? It was 250. What's that going to do? So, I mean, by the time YouTube take their cut, 250, I'd be lucky to get a star bar out of it. So, yeah, it's a bit cheap, all right. I agree with you, Leon. I'd like a petition for slot out like Mbappe. I just don't think it would work, Holly. You know, look, I don't think we need a petition for Liverpool fans to know what we want to do with Arna, but ultimately, it is what it is, you know. We're going to have to just ride it out and wait and see what happens, Holly. What I'm worried about is that we win some of these games at the end of the season and then we're told, you know, we're on a run, or we ended the season strongly, and I can already write the text for you for what's going to be written over the next few weeks, but what can we do? You know, move on to the next season and hope for the best. Scotty, how are we, dude? Look at this. 5 years, Scotty. 5 big, beautiful years, my man. And what a pleasure it's been getting to know you, sir. Happy match day, everybody. 60 months. Love you all. And right back at you, Scotty, my friend. 5 years, dude. That is incredible. Thank you. Slot out and hopes for an overhaul next season. We have a half-baked last summer. Reminds me of the move from Rodgers to Klopp, said Whiskey Bonbon. It's definitely going to be an interesting summer with regards to the transfer window. I'm not really sure how much to expect this summer. We'll obviously bring in a midfielder or two. It'll be interesting to see what we do defensively or what we do at right back. And yeah, how many forwards we might bring in wide positions. Also be an interesting summer, Whiskey Bonbon, to see who stays and who goes. Is there going to be any surprise departures? Like, I was reading something late last night. The newspapers dropped for the next day. And one of the stories in the Express was that Virgil van Dijk could be ready to leave Liverpool this summer and is facing an imminent approach from Galatasaray. And we spoke about this Galatasaray approach during the week. I just don't see it. Personally, I really don't. And I'd be very, very surprised if the club was allowing Virgil to leave, their captain, this summer, where we might already lose the likes of Alisson. We are losing Robertson. We are losing Salah. It would be almost inconceivable to think that Virgil could go. Going to communion while driving to Limerick at match. Now, well, I hope the communion goes well, Dave. It's it's that time of the year, isn't it? May time, communions, confirmations. Yeah, I remember those days, Dave. I remember those days. So love to the family as always, sir. Phil, how are you? Happy 5 months membership. Love to you all. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you. Christina said FSG will look at the financial side. They want to increase their investment. We are surely losing value at the moment with players. I actually don't think the football club's losing value because of the way the Premier League TV rights, Champions League rights have just been refreshed. I actually think there's a little bit of growth left in football. I think I said this to you before. There was a piece I read that they expect like a 6% rise in values year on year for the next few years. So let's just let's wait and see. Another coffee ordered by Craig. No, it wasn't for a coffee, Shane. The coffee's here, actually. I'm good on the coffee. It was just the heating. It was too warm. I was just saying, will you turn off the heating?
I thought you would have seen it went blue.
We didn't go blue.
Oh, sorry. I just read a notification that came up on my phone then. It's off.
Thanks. We spent 500 million in the summer, but only seen 100 million of that on the pitch today is a crime, said Adam. Do you know, I never actually thought about that, Adam. I never gave much thought to last summer's spending spree and how much of it is on the pitch. That's an interesting point. I mean, between Hugo and Isak not being on the pitch, that's 200 million. Wirtz is another 116. That's 316 million not on the pitch. Frimpong's there, obviously. That's 30 million. Kirkes is there. That's 40 million. That's 70. So, yeah, interesting. And of course, Mamadarsvili in goal. Do we count that? Or do we count that as the year before? I don't know. Derek, how are we? Hey, Craig, pal. Long day for you. A lot of coffee. Yeah, I hate these early kickoffs. That's why I'm relieved that we don't have to play Aston Villa at 12:30 on Sunday. That's thankfully now a Friday night game, which means no more early kickoffs this season. Although it hasn't been too bad. We haven't had too many of them this season, Derek. But what makes them even worse when there's nothing really on the line? You know, if you're in a title race and you're excited to get up and see how we get on. Today felt like a bit more of a slog getting up for the game, but still interested to see how we get on. Will I be watching the UFC card? Not sure. I'll be watching the boxing. Anyway, I'll certainly be watching the Dubois fight later on. But will I be watching the UFC? Probably will, to be fair. I'll probably flick it on later on if I'm still awake. Wirtz isn't in the squad today. Hitman Hilton, he's ill. No injury or anything, but he was ill during the week and he hasn't been able to shake it off, unfortunately, for the game. Mohit Patel, how are you, sir? Craig, will you mention feeling sad on the stream about the state of the club? I can completely understand because what can be excited about at the moment, and I understand you're hurting. We all are. Yeah, it's been a tough one. It really is. It's been a hard season, and like I said last night, I'm not in a great place at the minute with personal stuff and the way the season is. It's just kind of all piling on, but match days are all right. Match days are usually a bit of a distraction. At least we have something to look at. You know, it's just hard coming on to talk about the same things that we're all frustrated about each night. And the really frustrating part, Mohit, is that you can't do anything about it. That's the part that I struggle with. When things go out of my control or I can't fix things, I get frustrated with that. And yeah. But thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Josh should be all over Conceição from Juve, top talent. Well, we mentioned him last night on the late night agenda. Let me see if I still have it in my notes here for you, dude. Indeed, I do. So there is a report that Liverpool are monitoring Juventus Francisco Conceição as a potential successor to Mohamed Salah, according to Corriere dello Sport. But Conceição's market price has increased, they say, and Juventus have no intention of letting him go and won't negotiate for less than £60 million. Oh, look, the cheap fucks are back with the 250 abuse. Doesn't matter what language you put it in, mate. I don't speak 250s for you anymore. If you want my attention, you're going to have to pay me at least a fiver, or I'm not paying any attention to you. Abuse has to be at least a fiver. If you're coming in for fun, you chat away. No minimum requirement. But if you come in to be a dick and you want to have a pop at me, that costs a fiver minimum to be read out. Sorry. You gotta have to stop being cheap with the 250s. But normal, lovely comments like Carl's here. We'll take that. We'll take that. 199 is more than welcome. But for the abuse, it's got to be a fiver, dude. Carl, out of 10, how would you rate this season if you finish 4th? So 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. 5? 5. I feel like somewhere between 5 and 6. Because ultimately, like, getting 4th in the league, fair enough, still not good enough. But we did nothing in the cups, Carl. So there's nothing to kind of balance it out a little bit. So yeah, I think 5, maybe 6, somewhere in between 5 and 6. Christina said, Craig, I was thinking more about players leaving for free and losing value, like Harvey not playing for a whole season. Dropping sales, just think he'll consider that along the progress achieved. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a loss on some players, Christina, that's fair. Like, as you mentioned, Harvey Elliott, we could have gotten 35 million there. The likelihood is now it's probably going to be somewhere closer to 20 if he goes. And yeah, Chiesa, that'll be another one that I think we'll struggle to get back what we paid. And then, of course, you have to take into account the 2 years' wages and stuff for him. So, yeah, I do get where you're coming from. The only thing that makes me somewhat hopeful, and I say hopeful, but is there's a lot of wages going off the book. So if they are to look to rebuild a squad, at least they'll have some wiggle room there with regards to the wage bill. So, you know, between Salah, Robertson, that's probably 600 grand a week off the wage bill. So let's see what happens. If Alisson left, that's another 250 or so off the wage bill, or 2 to 250. So that should allow them to beef up the squad a bit, but still going to be a tough summer. See so many of these guys go. Rook said, 4, there's been no hope, no vision. We haven't been competitive in any competition, and we're lucky the league has been so inconsistent. Well, you are right. We haven't really challenged for a trophy this year in any format. It was really surprising or frustrating to hear him say that he thinks we've, played our level in the Champions League. I would strongly disagree with that. I think the 3 defeats we had in that competition, or 3 games we lost in, were pretty shit. We shouldn't have lost any of them. Like, we shouldn't have been losing to Galatasaray twice. And we definitely shouldn't be losing 4-1 at home to PSV Eindhoven. Medusa, how are you, my friend? Not surprised with the links to Conceição. He was at Ajax when Slot was at Feyenoord. He didn't do great at Ajax, been better for Juve. I don't know much about Conceição, to be honest with you. For me, I'm more on the Andy Amonde Barcola hype train. Anthony Gordon I would accept as well, but yeah, I don't know enough about Conceição, but I'm always a bit wary, of getting players in that are in the Serie A. It's a bit hit and miss with regards to their success rates. Is Salah coming? I don't know, Timbuda. I honestly don't have any idea defensively what we're looking to do. There's been some links to a few players that have kind of been batted away a bit. But Salah, his name was mentioned, like you've said, Hungarian international. Obviously, Dominic Szoboszlai, Milos Kerkez would know him. We've seen him up close this season. I think he's 27 or 28, if my memory's right, Salah. But after that, dude, I really don't know. You could be absolutely on the money with regards to who are after a defensive position, and I wouldn't know because I honestly haven't got a clue. Ian said, we've broken so many unwanted records. Surely this is one of the worst seasons in history. It is pretty bad. Like, we probably have no right to be in the Champions League next season, but as many have pointed out, it's been such an inconsistent season all around this season that we are hovering around those Champions League spots. So I guess that will give us something to be somewhat happy about. Why did somebody delete Irish Boy's comment that said, love the new studio teasers, love the channel? Why was that deleted? What are you most proud about this channel? What am I most proud about? I think it's the fact we got to number 1. I think that's probably the thing I'm most proud of, Carl. It's not a level playing field on what we're doing, this industry. It's not a level playing field. It isn't a case of the best rise to the top. You have to have a little bit of luck along the way. So I think the fact that we've gotten to be the most watched Liverpool fan channel in the world, being outside of the country, that really does speak to why we started the channel, to try and make sure that everybody had a voice. So I think the fact that we've grown to give people that voice is probably the thing I'm most proud of. Then community, being able to get to know so many people and actually have the fortune of meeting so many people over the years, whether they be at live shows, meetups, bumping into them, on holidays or out and about. That's always incredible. And I think also another thing I'd like to highlight that I enjoy about getting to do this is that unity, that sense of togetherness that I found for me in my life was missing from the internet side of it. Always struggled to fit in online because it can be a little bit harsh and dark at times. So I'm a bit standoffish at the best of times. So yeah, all those things. Getting to number 1, the community that we've built, and being able to get to say hello in person to so many people. There really is something unique about finally getting to shake somebody's hand that you've been talking to every night for years, and you've gotten to know them, but you don't know them. You've never, like some people, I often think about what they might look like. Somebody like, let's say Stevie Boy, who's in every morning or every stream. He puts in one of the first super chats nearly every day, lives in Australia. I often wonder, what's Stevie Boy's day like, and what's life like for him in Australia, or what's life like for our friends in Canada and stuff like that. It's crazy. It to me, this gives me the best part of the internet, the ability to chat with people everywhere. And then we're all brought together by one thing, our love of the football club. Alex said, Chelsea versus Liverpool, 2 idiots fighting. Well, hopefully we're less idiotic and we come out on top of this little scrap. Because, look, this is a weird one today because we're expected to win this game because Chelsea are so all over the shop. So we've got to live up to that expectation. Do you think Wirtz isn't playing because of his recent form? No, he's not playing because he's ill. He's had an illness all week that he struggled to shake off. So, yeah, it's nothing to do with his form or anything like that. He just has an illness that he missed some of the training, and some of the training he was training individually. So, yeah, no, it's nothing to do with his form. Good morning from near Liverpool, New York. How are we, John? As a pleasure. Always, sir. Nice to see you in. And 18 months with us, bro. Thank you. That's 2 children we could have had together there, dude. 18 months. Amteki said, you do so well because you express what most people want but can't say. And it's a good place to visit or vent and have that anger relieved a bit. I know, but for every amazing person like you, we've got Dickhead, who was in earlier on. who goes with these old stereotypes. It always makes me laugh that these people think I can't take confrontation. I am happy to have confrontation. I've lived my whole life with confrontation, but it has to come from a respectful place. If somebody comes in and says, Craig, I disagree with you, I think I've proven over the years I can go back and forth and chat with that person on their views. But I'm not going to deal with anybody who comes in to be an arsehole, because why would I? Why would I? And that's the preconception that some of these idiots seem to be forgetting. I'll disagree with anybody and talk about it, but I won't come from anybody coming from a position of abuse to start it. Then it's bye-bye and no conversation. And it always makes me laugh that they always neglect that part when they want to knock me. You just can't take anyone disagreeing. No, I can. I just can't take anybody being an arsehole because I deserve better than that. That's the part that they seem to forget. And when they run off then when they get banned and they go to the little I Hate Craig group with all their little sad little fucks that are all in there that have all been banned, they all make themselves feel a little bit better. And that's okay. They found their little place on the internet. It's just unfortunately it's a miserable, dark place filled full of anger and frustration. And there's nothing they can do about me still being here. But ultimately, it is what it is, you know? It's part of the job. You get used to it. I've had a really bad few weeks, so haven't tuned in a while. Missed you and these streams a lot. Everybody needs a Craig in their life. That's so kind of you. Thank you. And I hope that whatever was troubling you over the past few weeks, I do hope it's starting to ease for you. And thank you. Appreciate you. Really, I do. I hope whatever... I get it. I totally get it. Life has a habit of throwing things up, maybe when you don't expect them as well. And I'm grateful that you're back in. So thank you. And again, I hope that things are all right for you. Do you reckon Rio is scoring today? Yeah, I do, because obviously it's against his former club as well. So yeah, I do. I do think we'll see a Rio goal today. So Mo, you can fuck off. Imagine abusing somebody for a super chat that they send and calling it a stupid question. You're exactly the type of idiot I'm talking about, Mo, who just doesn't belong here. You know, it's bare minimum is respect. If you don't show it, not just to me, but to people in the chat, you'll be gone. It's that simple. These people deserve your time and respect because they're good people. And if I see people abusing them, you can go. Arne Slot on the Champions League race had this to say: a big opportunity because there's only 2 games to get those 4 points. And you have to take every opportunity. There's this and the first one, a home game and against a very good team. But it is, of course, a first of 3 opportunities we're having. Look, we need 3 points. I know he says 4, but we really need 3. Because 1, is everybody else going to go perfect? Probably not. But I think if we get a win today, for me, that's it. But it's already done. I just don't see any way we don't get it. Even going to Villa on Friday, they're going to have one eye in the Europa League. So, you know, I do think we got a little bit fortunate with how this end of season has fallen. And that's something that both makes me happy and frustrated. Because it makes me happy because we're going to get into the Champions League spots. But it makes me frustrated because it almost gives a false sense of us being better than we are with the way the end of seasons went. And I don't want that to be the thing that keeps slotting the job, if you get me. You know, we've got Chelsea, who again have an FA Cup final and are free fall. We've got Villa, who won't really be fully focused on our game. So, you know, we'll probably get what we need to get. But it's going to be hard to get a read on if we're actually improving or if teams are just switched off. But look, either way, let's see what happens over the next 3 games. I do think, though, honestly, today, if we get the win, that's it. Champions League secured. Sebijan said, I'm honestly bricking it. Please be a good weekend. Yeah, I always hope that when we have these early kickoffs that we at least get a good result out of it to justify the early start. So fingers crossed that's the case today. And yeah, thank you for 16 months with us as well. Right, so another comment from Arna ahead of the game. He said, we have to be really good off the ball today. As we know, Chelsea are comfortable on the ball. They can play through you because of the quality of the players they have. We need to be really good off the ball, but that's the way not to concede. But if you want to win the game, you need to be better offensively from open play. So Captain Bleeding state the obvious there is it's just waffle. These words before the games are just waffle. I often wonder, what's the point of half the interviews with managers? You know the way this season they've kind of shoehorned in a half-time interview as well. I often wonder what the point is. Because it's maybe once a season you'll hear a manager say something that's actually interesting. 90% of the time, all these interviews, post-match, pre-match, they're all the same empty words just said. I'd like a bit more inventiveness with the type of questions that they ask ahead of the games. It can get a bit monotonous seeing the same stuff asked over and over and over again. I'd like to see them mix it up a little bit. Right, what's this stat? Let's have a look. So this from Opta Joe, it says 9 and 7. Since the start of March, Chelsea and Liverpool have lost more games in all competitions than any other Premier League sides. So yeah, that's not great, is it? So Chelsea have lost 9, Liverpool have lost 7, so more than any other sides in all competitions. That's not a great stat. Conte Sau 32.8 kilometers an hour, Gakpo 34 kilometers an hour. We need pace. Yes, if he's slower than Gakpo, that definitely won't do. Because you are right, my friend. We definitely do need pace. So yeah, if he's slower than Gakpo, that's not great. Nathan said, Craig, I'm a background watcher, but watch every stream and love the channel. I want to go to Ireland for my 30th. What's the best place in your opinion? I guess it depends what you want to do when you're here. If you want to go, pub crawling and eating and having some fun nights out, you say Dublin, also Galway. If you want to see the beauty of Ireland, I would say anywhere along any of the coast, east or west. It just depends what you want. If you want an action-packed holiday, if you want a city break, it really depends what you want from it. But obviously, all the major cities: Galway, Belfast up north, Dublin, Cork, Wexford, Waterford. Plenty of beautiful spots here in Ireland. But it depends what you want from your trip. But if you stay along the coast, you can't really go too far wrong. And thank you, by the way. As I was saying earlier on, it's been a really tough season. And last night it kind of got to me a bit because it's so hard to come on and be frustrated night after night and not be able to lift up the community and make people smile. So that's worn heavily on me this season. And it's really made me feel like, am I still cut out for this for another year? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm just looking to get through to the end of the season at this point and regroup a little bit. Slot reminds me of Eddie Howe's pressers, waffle. I think all managers kind of waffle. I mean, there's some who are box office with their press conferences, but a lot of the time it just feels like managers just saying empty words, or even the questions that are being asked are all not really questions that anybody wants to know the answers to. Like I said, I'd like someone to mix it up every now and again, but if you get a good press conference where there's a bit of heat between the journalists and the managers, I find that quite fun to see and observe. Like, what's his face? The Zerbi, his has been interesting watching him try to kind of change the narrative around Spurs season, talking like removing the negative thinking and stuff. I found that quite fascinating to see. Me and you have had lots of differences, but nothing wrong with having a difference of opinion. But I think one thing we can agree on is slot out. Yes, we can agree on that, Carl. Look, we'll all have different opinions, mate. We won't all see life in the same way or football in the same way. But that's what makes it interesting, is we get to share our views and we get to see what way things work out. And if you do so from a place of respect, as of course we always do, Carl, we'll figure it out between us, mate, over the course of time. Hey Craig, hope you're well. We have the last few games to go, and the sad thing is I still don't know what our style of play is. Hope we win today. I don't think you're on your own, Mario. I dare say if we ask the players, we don't really know our style of play either. But as you said, if we get the win, that's grand. We just need to get out of this season, with our European hopes intact, and then hope for a summer of transition to some extent and better season ahead. Would you swap Ekatike for Yamal? Andrio for Yamal? I don't know. Like, why do I always get these mad questions? I don't know. Would I swap Ekatike and Rio for Yamal? Yes, probably. I probably would. It's Lamine Yamal at the end of the day, and he's an incredible talent. So yeah, I probably would. But again, in a hypothetical, it's impossible to really get into the nitty gritty of it because we don't know any of the wage requirements or anything like that. But look, if I could see Yamal in a Liverpool shirt, I'd probably swap most players, to be honest. Mark, I've had a chance to take a break from the club. The level of incompetence and excuses from Slot have pushed me to the limit to a point that I stopped watching games. Enough is enough. I get it. Yeah, I get it, Mark. It's been tough as well this season because, when we all come on for frustration, everyone has their say, and it weighs heavy at the end of streams on me as well because you see everybody upset. And, for me, I'm annoyed that I can't do anything about it because it's been a really, really up and down season mentally for all of us. And as I said the other day, it makes it feel a little bit tougher when you think you're being wound up from within your own club. But again, I am looking forward to the reset in the summer, and hopefully new studio, new season, new optimism. Hopefully. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I need to ask you a little favour. We've 24 minutes to go to kick off. If you can, please do hit that like button for me. The channel ritual. We try to get to 1,000 likes before we kick off. And also, if I could ask you a little favour, please do subscribe to what is now the Anfield Agenda Clips channel, but will be changing to something different, to Anfield Agenda Extra over the summer. So if you can, please subscribe by scanning the QR code there on the screen. That will bring you to the Clips channel, or just search Anfield Agenda Clips. Let me just remove a couple of things here as well. Okay, sweet. The hopeful guy said a 0-0 at 12:30 would be painful. It would. Yeah, it would. You don't want to get up at 12:30 for a stinker. Yeah, you're right. You want something mad like a 4-3 or something 4-2, loads of goals to justify us being up. But the sun is shining at Anfield today. It looks like it's good conditions for a game of football. Right, what else have we got here? On Florian Wirtz, Arne said this: tried everything to be here, but had an infection in the stomach. He wasn't feeling well during the week. Tried to train, but in the end, things got worse. Couldn't train yesterday, and he isn't able to be with us today. So a stomach infection for Florian Wirtz, which of course we hope he feels better soon. Virgil. This today, Virgil van Dijk starting his 40th consecutive Liverpool game in all competitions. Age 34, 305 days. He's the fourth oldest outfielder to start 40 plus consecutive games for Liverpool, and oldest since Ian Callaghan started 93 in a row from 1975 to 1977. So again, what a show of robustness there from Virgil at 34 years of age, nearly 35. Shane said weather nice in Ireland. Yeah, it seems to be look okay outside. Looks bright enough. Tweedo said, Craig, you definitely do make us smile. Just being broken, but this community makes me feel at home, and I come here knowing it will raise my mood. I love the place more than you'll know. Thank you. Appreciate that. Look, I'm glad that the community can make you smile at times when you need it, because as you said, it's been a tough one. It's been a tough one, but we're nearly there. We're nearly get the other side of it. Noel said, try and stick it out, bud. Would miss you big time. I'm going to try my best. Like, I want to be here, but I'm struggling like everybody else this year with the mental side of it. Yeah, look, it's been a crazy year. Lots of stuff going on behind the scenes as well. Some, personal illnesses, injuries. Just it's been hectic. It's been a mad. Haven't been able to really pause for breath over the last few months, and just need a little bit of a mental reset. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Carl, why did the Chelsea fan cross the road? To see if he could find a fifth manager this season who knows how to finish above Liverpool. Well, fifth manager, Carl, and they've also got 5 sporting directors. So that is a bit mad that Chelsea have 5 feckin' sporting directors. Sigs After 6 Enjoyer said, man, I love this community so much. Everybody is always so lovely and helpful and just good-hearted. Yep, they're a great group of people, and it's a pleasure to be the head of a community of great people like that. It really is, and I'm glad that you feel that way as well. So thank you. Right, let's take another look at the 11s, I guess, folks. Let's talk through. Let's start with Chelsea. So it's Jorgensen in goal today for them. Back 4 of Gusto, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella. Then it's Caicedo and Santos anchor in the midfield. Hato, Endo, Fernandes, Cole Palmer with João Pedro up top. For Liverpool, it's Georgie in goal today. He returns from that knee injury, the cut that he sustained. So Georgie back. Then it's Curtis Jones, Kanade, Van Dijk and Kirkes. Midfield of Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai. Then it's Rio on the left, Frimpong on the right and Cody Gakpo through the middle. On the bench today for Chelsea, Adebayo, Delap, Chalobah, James, Chempong, Slonina, Lavia, Kavuma McQueen and Abue. For Liverpool, Joe Gomez, Isak, Chiesa, Robbo, Woodman, Neoni, Morrison, Ndiaye and Wright. John said, we'll be going to see the Wrexham game at Yankee Stadium. Only thing that I'm looking forward to now. Pulled out the wallet for Legends tickets. Hopefully get to see John to give him a piece of my mind. Well, I hope you have a wonderful trip, and I hope you get a good, interesting game as well, John. It's I'm glad for so many American Reds that you get to see the Reds up close this summer, and of course World Cup coming up as well. So appreciate you, my man, and enjoy the Wrexham game. Really do, John. You've been incredibly supportive this season, my friend. Thank you. Lindsay said, Craig, whereabouts in Australia are you thinking of visiting? Would recommend Melbourne for sport and Brisbane for chilling. Honestly, have given no real consideration to it yet, because I'm aiming to go for my 50th, which is over 5 years away. So I haven't really thought about exactly where I'd like to go yet. We'll sit down and try and figure that out in the future. But honestly, just want to see a few different places in Australia, but haven't really thought about the specifics. Looking forward to getting over to Toronto later this year, though. It's been 21 years since we've been over in Canada, so looking forward to getting over there. Richard said, sat in 42 degrees, Pimm's in hand. Nice. Enjoy, Richard, enjoy. Never actually tasted Pimm's, to be honest with you. Come to the Gold Coast. I'm sure we'll do all the touristy stuff when we do go. All the things that you would expect people to do. Just haven't given it any thought because it's so far away and don't want to get too excited yet. Looking forward to Canada, though. We've got some really fun stuff booked for when we're over in Canada, which I'm looking forward to. Adam said, Gold Coast for chilling. Come say hi, mate. We love you in Australia. I definitely will. I'll definitely look when we go over to Australia in the future. I will absolutely be looking to say hi to a few people and meet up. Obviously, got to be very careful visa wise, so we won't be doing a show or anything. But if we can meet up somewhere when we're over there, that'd be cool. Same in Canada. You know, happy to meet up with Reds over in Canada if we're over there. Just have to be careful. You know, don't want another repeat of the Boston situation. You're welcome anytime in Australia, brother. I'll tell you, I'm so buzzing about it. Like since I've been a kid, I've always wanted to go to Australia later in life when I've got, you know, the means to enjoy it properly. And the kids are growing up a little bit as well. You know, want to we got married and had our kids early because we wanted to be free from like 50 onwards. We wanted to be able to do our traveling and stuff like that then because we started our family quite early. So yeah, as I said, looking forward to it. This is a really mad year because my dad died at 45 and my grandfather was 37. So I'm turning 45 in September. So hitting the age my dad passed away makes me definitely puts the shits up me a little bit. Come to Singapore. Singapore, Malaysia, all that neck of the woods is like Asia will probably get to sooner, to be honest. Like we definitely have a trip to Asia in mind in the next 2 to 3 years. You know, my son really wants to go to visit Asia, so that's definitely on the horizon a little bit sooner than Australia. You got to make it to 100, like David Attenborough. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I will. Um, yeah, I really don't think I'll see 100. I don't know if I want to see 100 either. To be fair, um, it's 44, 88. I feel like if I'm at the halfway point now, that'll be all right. Did something go wrong in Boston? Yeah, we didn't get into Boston. That's what went wrong. Um, there was a misunderstanding of the visa waiver program, the ESTA, which said you can travel and conduct business for 90 days. We thought that meant we could have done the show and we'd registered with the IRS for tax and stuff like that over there. And then, unfortunately, we found out at the customs side that we needed more visas, so we didn't get to go to Boston. And also, I now can't visit America again without getting a 10-year holiday visa. And that involves interviews, loads of background checks, just too much hassle to justify going to America again. So, yeah, my days of going to America are over, unfortunately, which really doesn't sit well with me because I used to go to America at least once a year and now can't go. So that's frustrating. And I refuse to go through the process for the holiday visa because it's bullshit. They asked me more questions on that holiday visa than I got asked on the mortgage application form. And that should tell you everything you need to know. I'm not going through an interview and all that shit to go to a country that I've been to 7 times and never caused any problems in. It just feels like overkill. Come to Costa del Newcastle. Oh, I don't know about me and Newcastle the Hawk. I don't know about that after last summer, mate. No, in all seriousness, I've always wanted to go to Newcastle. I've a load of friends who have been to Newcastle loads and love it as a city. Think it's brilliant to go and have a night out and have a bit of fun. So I'm sure I will rock up at Newcastle soon. We got tickets the other day to Pierce O'Leary's fight in August in Dublin at the Three Arena. I'm buzzing. We managed to jump on and get the tickets early, so we got first row ringside for that one, which is going to be incredible. Pierce O'Leary grew up like right beside the Three Arena. It's going to be an incredible night, and I can't wait. It's good to have boxing back, big boxing back in Dublin. You know, it was at Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron. We went to Mick Conlon's fight in Dublin before he was retired up in Belfast. So yeah, just buzzing for that one as well. I had to do that to go to Florida for having a driving offence. That was 10 years ago. Yeah, so for me, I've been to Florida 6 times. Loved it, you know. And you know what really made it tough was she said to us that this is a common error. And I just thought, it's so common that you wouldn't maybe clear it up in the paperwork to give examples of what you couldn't do. But look, it is what it is. Every country has a right to police their borders how they want, so it's just, a conscious decision not to get the visa, because I just don't think America's worth that effort. Turned 27 on the 30th of May. Share my day with Gerard. Red for life. Nice. Can we swap? I'll take 27 and you can take heading for 45. I'll rob those 18 years from you if that's all right. Dan said Frimpong on the wing is just not it. Yeah, look, I hope we get a better performance out of him today, because it was a little bit disappointing the last one. But look, we have Rio, so I'm excited to see Rio play today. Motorhome Dreamer, how are you, my friend? So, Craig, just want to say how much you appreciate it, mate. I know I'm only a newbie, but I appreciate your content and company and the chat as a bloke getting over bad stuff and living on my own. And I do. That's one of the reasons, Motorhome Dreamer, that I always want to try to make sure to stream as often as I can. And I think that came out of the COVID era, when I understood the isolation side of things much better, because we were all in that position then. So from COVID era to here, I've been really aware of that connection that everyone needs and I need. So yeah, look, it's been great to have you in the community, my man, and I hope that whatever it is that you did go through, I hope life's a little bit better for you now. But thank you, appreciate your support. This is far more than a job for me. This is a life project. Yeah, look, I still wake up every day and think, how the fuck did you do this? How did you and Connor get to this point where thousands of people come in and watch you every week? And I don't know, I'm just so grateful for it, but I also feel like such a fraud. I know everyone says the phrase that, they feel imposter syndrome, but it is real. Like, it does exist. I've been lucky enough to speak to a lot of people that have had some success, in various guises. And it's not unusual. Like, it's very few people who feel like they're put on this planet to do something and feel like they're comfortable in what they're doing. And I've always felt like I got lucky and didn't deserve this. So I always try to work hard to make sure that I'm at least keeping it on the right tracks. Anyway, my friends, 9 minutes to go to kick off. Do you prefer hot or cold climates? Oh, absolutely hot. You won't get me going anywhere cold. That's not happening. Like, I come from a relatively cold and wet country, so if I'm going on a break, it best be to somewhere warmer than it is here. So yeah, definitely warm. Jonathan, love you back, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jonathan Purvis, short videos. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. I'd love to someday have a proper meet up with loads and loads of people, like a non-ticketed affair where we can all just meet up and have a rent a function room or something, have a drink, watch a game together and have a bit of fun. That would be class. And I think that's probably what we will do in the future, rather than any more live shows or anything, because the part I enjoy isn't being on stage doing the talking. It's meeting to everybody, saying thank you, having a drink with people, getting to put faces to names. And I think I can speak for Connor as well, to say that's the part of this we've enjoyed when we've done the live shows. The shows always make me nervous, but it's great to meet you all. G. Lewis, I didn't ignore your super chat, mate. I just didn't see it. Bit of a difference, but I'll find it for you now, sir. Head of community is a bit self-indulgent. No, probably is, but I am. It is what it is, I'm the figurehead of the community. So if it's big-headed, I don't know. It is what it is. It is what I am. So I take it seriously. I can tell you that one. Meet up somewhere we're allowed to smoke. Well, eagle-eyed viewers amongst you will have noticed that when you hear me going on holidays, almost everywhere I go on holidays these days, it's legal. So I'm going to Canada, and it's no accident that we're going to Canada and weed's legal. It's no accident that we go to Spain all the time and there are weed clubs there. This is no accident, my friends. This is part of our holiday now. So I guess we are part of the weed tourism round of people at this point. Craig, I'm doing my uni finals, and your content keeps me going through all the stress. Thank you for what you do. Well, Daisy, I wish you all the very best. Never had the opportunity to go to university myself. Life got in the way, and then I got older, got a taste of money, got real world things, and couldn't go back. So I hope to go to uni someday, in all honesty. But yeah, wishing you the best, and I hope your exams go well. And don't stress too much. You can only do what you can do. Yeah, but wish you every success with it, and I hope you're enjoying your university days. Jonathan Kirkley, Craig, I'm definitely DTF. Is that what we're saying, Jonathan? I'm on a promise. Is that what you're saying? Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, my man. Appreciate you. So I'm on a promise. There you go. Can you get on medical abroad? I don't know what you mean, but in Canada, there's dispensaries everywhere, so that's cool. Over in Spain, you have to be a member of clubs, but we've got those memberships sorted. So, yeah, that's part of my holiday experience now, and I kind of won't go anywhere that we can't unwind, because that, myself and my wife aren't really drinkers. We very, 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 very rarely have a drink. So, yeah, if we go away, that's our relaxation of an evening. As if my whining like a baby actually worked. It's just next time, mate. You're more than welcome to give me a nudge if I miss a super chat. You've every right to do that. Just say, Craig, you missed my super chat, mate, and I promise you, I'll get to it, because you spending your hard earned, G Lewis, it means so much to me as a person. There's no expectation from our side for anything like that. So I want to make sure that your comment gets read out, and sometimes I do miss it. Like, I have 4 different screens open in front of me at the minute, and unfortunately sometimes something slips by, or I'll be looking at one comment here and then my other comment's over here, something goes up the screen and I miss out on it. So always give me a nudge if I miss it, because I want to make sure you read it out and get your value for the kindness that you've shown. An Irishman that doesn't drink, didn't think you exist. I know, mate. I am a bit of a black sheep in that regard. Yeah, I think I don't drink because it's not because my parents were alcoholics. That's actually not why I don't drink. I don't drink because I get I'm terrible with hangovers. Like, I'm useless for at least 2 days after I have a few drinks. So when you get older, you kind of get to the point where, for me, the trade-off isn't worth it. The few drinks, which is good fun, for the 2 days of feeling like crap, it's just not worth it. So I just decided to knock it on the head when I was probably 30-ish. And then now maybe once a year, twice a year, we'll have a couple of drinks. But yeah, like I said, I'm such a bitch with hangovers that it just isn't worth it. Right, we need you to hit that like button, folks. We need 174, and we've got 3 minutes to go. So if you can, really quick before kickoff, please do hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to do that as well. It'd be so class if we could hit 380,000 subscribers today. We are 375 away. Do you ever go north of the border? Absolutely, Jonathan. If we have a staycation, if you want to call it that, if we have a little trip in Ireland, myself and my wife often go up to Belfast. It's one of our favourite places to go for a few nights, so definitely do go north quite a bit. We were actually going to go to a boxing show there a couple of months back, but didn't manage to get up. But yeah, definitely be to Belfast soon. Belfast in particular, when I say up north. Would you believe I've never been to Derry? Which I must put right at some point. I've never been up to Derry. Connor said he hadn't liked it yet. That's it. You're fired, Crosby. It's over. Just hand in your 50% ownership of the company, mate, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. Did you spend your youth running behind your dad and uncles going to the pub? No, but I spent my youth having the bottle of TK lemonade and packet of crisps in the pub as a kid, like many others of my era, I guess. And do you remember the good old days of having to lie? Or you're seeing your dad go when the phone rings in the pub, I just left or I wasn't in. Those days, I've seen all of them. Scruffy Dog said, I agree, Craig, I've OCD, anxiety, and used the herbal medically. It saved my life. It saved my life as well. You know, it's been a better anxiety cure than any other thing I've had in this world. But I'm very regimented, Scruffy Dog, in when I do partake. I won't ever touch it during the day. You know, it's 11 p.m. before we go near anything. And that's, you know, having that regimented aspect to it, I think, keeps me in check. So, ladies and gents, again, really quickly, before we get underway, let me run through the two teams for you. For Chelsea, it's Jorgensen in goal, then Gusto, Fofana, Colwill and Cucurella. Then it's Caicedo, Santos and Enzo Fernandez. Cole Palmer, Jarell Hato and João Pedro. For Liverpool, it's Georgie Marmadashvili in goal. Then it's Curtis Jones, Kanade, Van Dijk and Milos Kerkez. Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai. Rio on the left, Frimpong on the right and Cody through the middle. Right, my friends, kickoff is almost upon us. So sit back, try to relax, and I'll do my best to take you through the game. Is it not legal in your country? Nope, it isn't. Which is why it's such a treat when you go abroad and you actually have options, you know, rather than you get what you're given. So, no, it isn't. Unfortunately, it should be, and hopefully in the near future, in years to come, it might be. Right, folks, we're underway. Chelsea have kicked us off. Chelsea are playing into the Kop end, which of course means the Reds will be attacking the Kop end second half, and we are underway. Sunshine bathing, or Anfield bathing in sunshine, I should say, on this Saturday afternoon. Kerkez now in possession for the Reds. He goes looking for Rio. He loses out, and it'll be a Liverpool throw in about 5 yards inside the Chelsea half. Who do you think will be in the Championship playoff final? I don't know on the other side, but Millwall. I think Millwall, after the 0-0 draw away last night, I think Millwall will make it to the final, but I have no idea on the other one, to be honest. I haven't watched the Championship much this season. Late night agenda today. Yes, we definitely will have one, Itachi. I'll probably start at about 8 o'clock though, because I want to watch the Dubois Wardley fight later on. So yeah, probably have a late night agenda about 8 o'clock. Right, where are we at? We've just gone past a minute, so I'll sync up for everybody when we get to 1 minute 30. Ball's gone out of play. Let me focus on commentary now for a little bit. So ball went out of play, and then all of a sudden Chelsea were attacking, and I think everybody was confused because a ball appeared from nowhere and the other ball that was on the pitch wasn't in play. So that was a weird situation. Right, my friends, we are now at 1 minute 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Right, it's with Van Dijk. He carries it out of the fence under a bit of pressure, but manages to find a pass to Ryan Gravenberch. Back to Kerkez. Come on, Virgil. Back into position, bro. Kanade now, again. He's looking for an option ahead of him. Goes into Szoboszlai. McAllister back to Szoboszlai. He goes back to his captain, Virgil van Dijk. Virg plays a ball straight. Virg passes it out of defence straight to a Chelsea player. He needs to wake up. That could have been a problem, but thankfully it was a shot from distance that Georgie saved, but got to be a bit more alert than that, Virgil. Rio now. Rio cuts back inside. To Gravenberch. Kanade. Jones kind of went inverted there for a moment. Now he's kind of stepped back into the right back position. Here he comes in central again. It's interesting to see here. So Jones is definitely getting the freedom to move ahead, and then we shift into a back three with Canade on the right side of that. But on situations like this, where maybe Maka loses possession, although we've won it back, we need to be careful in that transition that Jones isn't too far ahead, or there will be space there for Chelsea to exploit. Right, Chelsea go long with their clearance, and there's Curtis Jones getting back into shape. Gravenberch comes back though and wins the ball off Mark Cucurella. Martin said big shout out to Torquay United in the National League semi-final today. Best of luck to them, Martin. Thank you. Right, Kirkes now. He's running centrally. Goes at a couple of Chelsea players. He's brought down though. Referee blows his whistle. Caicedo disagrees with it, but it will be a Liverpool free kick. Probably a little bit too far out for a shot, but I don't think he could have any complaints there. He did lean into, kind of kneed into the side leg muscle there of Milos Kirkes, putting him off balance. By the way, I'm on just about to start week 3 of Wagovi, by the way. I did tell you guys a few months back I was going to start it. I'm 2 weeks in at the minute, down £9.5, which is a good start, but plenty more to go. And yeah. Actually, I'm 3 weeks into it, my apologies. Just about 3 weeks in, about to start week 4. Right, Soboslai over this one. Looks like he's lining it up for a shot unless he's about to fake this and play a little through ball, but looks like he's lining up a strike from at least 30, 35 yards out. Come on, Dom. You know the drill. Top bins. Straight into the wall. Unlucky. Congrats, Craig. Trying to lose some weight myself. Happy for you. Thank you. Well, I go up a dose on Monday. So... Oh! What a goal! Ryan Gravenberch, edge of the box. Curls it into the top corner. Wow. What a strike. Ladies and gentlemen, take a bow, Mr. Ryan Gravenberch. Picks up the ball on the edge of the box. Gets it out of his feet. And from that point on, it's just brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant from Ryan Gravenberch. No chance for Jorgensen. He rifles it, a little bit of curl on it, top corner, and he's delighted, and so he should be. Wonderful, wonderful strike. So goes out left to Rio. Rio stands up, goes back to Gravenberch, gets it out of his feet, and immediately you can see he wants to shoot. Opens up his body, shifts onto his right foot, and after that, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Ryan. Lovely strike inside of the foot, as you can see. Curling it away from the keeper and back towards goal. Jorgensen dives. Might just about get it. Did you get a touch on it? No, doesn't even get a touch on it, but a really, really, really good strike. Rio gets the assist as well. Although, to be fair, there wasn't much assisting, but it will go down on the stats for him. And Liverpool 1-0 up. Ryan Gravenberch. Jason Vlog said, tuned in on the right time. Also, no Verts. He's ill. He's a stomach infection. Arne said it got a little bit worse. He tried to train, but it's gotten worse. But yes, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. First goal of the day, and what a goal it was. If you aren't lucky enough to be watching the game, certainly watch Match of the Day later on, because you'll enjoy that strike from Ryan. And you could see as soon as he got the ball, he knew what he wanted to do. Chelsea stood off him enough that he was able to get it out of his feet, give himself half a yard to get a strike away, and it was just sheer brilliance. Nothing to add to it. It was just brilliant. Do you know what? Why not? Let's have a little bit of New Lawn. You don't blame it on the sunshine. You don't blame it on the moonlight. You don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Go on, New Lawn. Go on. Give us a little bit of sunshine dancing there. I just can't control my feet. Right, let's see how Chelsea respond. It is mad that they're in an FA Cup final, isn't it? After the really, really shit season they've had. Ball out left side to Cucurella. He puts in a cross all the way through on the far side. And Liverpool just about hooked that away. There was a bit of a battle in the 6-yard box. The ball ricochets and bounces out. But thankfully Mack is there to put a boot to it and clear it. Working right now, so I'm just listening in. Well, don't get caught. We don't want you to get fired chasing vlogs, but appreciate you being here. Right, Chelsea now in position, right hand side of the pitch. Ball back inside their own half. To Colwill. Liverpool stand off. And then he plays the ball between the lines, but Chelsea have been dispossessed now. It's with McAllister. Kirkes. Virgil out to Canade. Lovely ball through the lines from Canade to Soboslai. Maka. His ball upfield, intercepted by Chelsea, and now it's with Marc Cucurella. João Pedro. Caicedo. Fofana now for Chelsea. Back to Colwill. Oh, over the top. Looking for Cucurella, but thankfully there's a little bit too much on it. He can't keep it in play. And it goes behind for Liverpool goal kick. What's your favourite Michael Jackson album song? It probably has to be Thriller, to be fair, for a song. Don't know about album. I think probably Bad. I think I had that when I was younger. But it's probably Thriller. It's just the beat with Thriller. Yeah, dum, 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 that beat, it's just brilliant. Right, Rio now. He's popped up. Oh, so excuse me, it's Frimpong on the right-hand side. It just popped up and... yeah, I thought it was Rio for a second, but it was Jeremy Frimpong. His cross in is deflected behind and it goes for a Chelsea corner. The Unknown Snow said, I'm tuning in again now. Was the Gravenberch goal good? It was brilliant. Really, really good strike from outside the box. Right, here we go. Liverpool corner. Verge is up. Canade's up. Maka going across to take it, which is interesting that no Soboslai for this one. It's Maka taking the corner. Go short with it this time. It is Jones back to Soboslai. Deep ball in. Oh! Virgil pulled away at the far post. Has a side full volley. It was a great routine from the training pitch that actually worked. They go short, then they work it back to Soboslai. He plays the ball in early and deep. And Virgil, he has to try and watch it and keep it down, but can't quite keep it low enough. And it just flies over Jorgensen's crossbar. But it was a well-worked routine. Busy Media said we should be winning this game. But thankfully, so far, so good in that regard, my man. Maka plays it out off Chelsea player. Liverpool ball. Halfway line. Craig, I think you're behind, mate. Well, I'm watching it live on TNT Sports, so there's not much I can do if I'm behind or ahead. I don't know what to say, but I'm watching it live on TNT Sport anyway. And I'm not even streaming it, so I really shouldn't be behind. We're using the satellite dish, so... shout out from my big bro, I'm Jordan, on Spotify. We love MJ. Also, thanks, Craig. Appreciate you, Oscar. Thank you. Rio now chips the ball to the back post. Headed away. Drops to McAllister. He goes out right to Jones. Jones with a deep cross. Goes all the way out, though, on the far side. And unfortunately, Rio wasn't able to keep that one in. But it's been a bright start for Liverpool. Bransfield said, Craig, did you see the Michael Jackson movie? Personally, I prefer the Motley Crue movie, but it was good. Would like to see a Guns N' Roses movie. I have no interest in any of those biopic type movies because they often don't. And in the Michael Jackson case, when they don't, it's whitewashed. They don't actually talk about the difficult parts of his career. So yeah, no interest. When you're not going to be truthful in your storytelling, I've no interest in it. So yeah, I don't really watch any of the biopics, to be honest. I haven't watched the Queen one. I haven't watched the Motley Crue one. Update on Wirtz. He has a stomach infection. That's what the manager said before the game. Stomach infection that unfortunately got a bit worse as the week went on, and meant he was unavailable for today. Russ said, Palmer, so overrated, don't get the hype. Well, you and me are on the same page there, Russ. I've been saying that about Palmer for ages. He's completely overhyped for what he actually gives to the team. Kirkes now, left side for Liverpool. Back to Jones. The Michael Jackson movie ends in 89. Yeah. Wonder why that is. Look, I just don't have an interest in them, especially if you've gotten to see, I prefer one of these type of Michael Jordan type Last Dance documentaries, where it's just interviews and stories that you haven't heard from, or behind the scenes stuff that you didn't know about. That I'd have a real interest in. So if you've got something like that where you get little snapshots in time and you get an insight into what was happening then, them I find fascinating. Like, I love a good documentary. But yeah, just the biopics for me are usually just, I don't know, fluffed up and not nuanced enough. That's probably what I'm trying to say. Last Dance was class to watch. Oh, it's brilliant. Really good. I love hearing from anybody that's so determined and so singularly focused like Michael Jordan was, or is. I love it. I love that mentality, and I love seeing what makes them tick. And I also love seeing how they motivate themselves and what they use to motivate themselves. Yeah, I find I'm fascinated by competitiveness and what drives each person. Cole Palmer now, near side. Back across to Levi Colwill. He tries to go over the top, but it goes straight through to Georgie Marmadashvili in the Liverpool goal. Any favourite modern music artist, Craig? Love The Weeknd. I'm seeing him in concert for the second time in Croke Park. Dermot Kennedy, probably. Who else would we say modern-wise? No, I'm kind of at that age now where I'm not really welcoming a lot of new modern music into my life. I've kind of got my musical tastes and I'm kind of happy with that. I don't really go to many musical shows. I'm more of a stand-up comedy person when I go out. Ed Sheeran is probably I've seen Ed Sheeran 3 times and enjoyed every one of his shows. He's amazing. Right, Van Dijk. Back to Georgie. Are we playing better or Chelsea making us look good? I think it's a bit of both. Bradley. Like, we are on top, clearly on top. And I think getting that goal early is giving us a bit more confidence as well. Chelsea haven't really created much, and it just kind of looks like they're going through the motions here. Frimpong pressing now. Jorgensen goes back out left side. Again, here comes a press from Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai again. That's the attitude, Dom. That's it, fella. That's what we want. Good. Get up in their faces, boys. More like it. Unlucky. Give away a free kick, but still. Good attitude, good press. Better. Do I like Radiohead? No, too depressing for me. The Motley Crue movie shows the difficult part with the singer going to jail after the accident, killing somebody, and Nicky overdosing. I'd recommend. I've never been a Motley Crue fan, so it probably wouldn't be a film that would interest me too much. ESPN 30 for 30 documentary on the 1985 Bears. Them ESPN 30 for 30s are brilliant. I've watched, I don't want to say all of them, but I've seen at least 15 30 for 30 shows, and they're all brilliant. Virgil across to Canade into Jones. Again, Jones definitely inverted in this game. It's almost like he's trying to play Jones in the Trent role. We've given it away though here. Chelsea in possession on the right side. Palmer passes it back to Fofana. Colwill. Again, Liverpool press. Looks a bit better. Palmer back across to Levi Colwill. Now it's out to Cucurella. Back to Enzo Fernandez. He's looking for options ahead of him. Liverpool have pretty much everybody back behind the ball now. Caicedo goes past Szoboszlai, gives it away though to Rio. Kirkes back to Rio. Kirkes puts his boot through it and clears it. It was a tricky situation. He did the right thing. Just put the ball out and reset. The night script, and I don't get this tactic. Jones from right back to left midfielder. Macca from DM. Preston is the number 9. Feel like having a random player moves generator. He obviously understands what he's trying to do. I'm a bit like you. I'm a bit... Chelsea through. Out comes Georgie. Well done. Chelsea threaded through looking for the run of João Pedro, but Georgie was in a good starting position there in the penalty spot and managed to get out there before João Pedro and sniff out the danger. Or snuff out the danger, I should say. Excuse me. So I've no problem with Jones becoming inverted. I guess the problem comes if we do turn over possession, then we're in a back 3 instead of a back 4. And again, the centre-backs are stretched. I can understand the creating the overload in midfield, but there is a risk out of possession if you turn it over. Joshua said, can't wait to see 80k Irish people go nuts singing Blinding Lights and the classic Ole Ole Ole. Of course, got to be an Irish show. You can't have one without the Ole Oles. And enjoy, Joshua. Russ said, lost £30 since my 60th in January. Now tackling the couch to 5k. Started second week. That's awesome, Russ. Proud of you, mate. And keep it going. Do keep us up to date with how you're getting on. And that's incredible, man. Well done to you. Heading towards, 2.5 stone there already? Well done, mate. And at 60 as well. Great to see you. Well done. Keep it up. And do keep me going because you keep me motivated as well, my friend. Virgil. To Ibu. Oh, lovely ball in the right side. Frimpong just about gets beaten to it. But it'll be a Liverpool throw-in. Far side of the pitch. It's with Jones now. Szoboszlai. Back to Curtis Jones. Canade. Back to Dom. Not really any options for him, so he goes to Virgil. Again, you can already see Jones is starting in an advanced position here now, about 15 yards ahead of Canade. Canade then runs forward, squares it to Jones, back to Virgil. Liverpool trying to draw Chelsea on here. Again, that's too easy, but for us in a good way. Virg rolls it into midfield. Gravenberch then rolls through midfield. Now it's with Rio. Offside flag goes up though. I think it was Macca coming back from an offside position. Rio was just looking to release the ball. Didn't really have an option. So he was running back and forth. Chelsea players chasing around after him. Eventually it found its way through to McAllister, who was coming back from an offside position. Actually, do you know what? I'm wrong. It was Gakpo that was flagged for offside. Macca was actually onside, and then it was Gakpo coming back that was flagged. Chelsea go long, straight over everybody's head though, and it'll go harmlessly through to Georgie. Right, folks, 350 subscribers to go. If you can't, please do hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, you're very welcome along. Currently, it's Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. The opening goal of the day coming from Ryan Gravenberch with a wonderful strike from the edge of the box. If you're an FPL player, the assist will go to Rio. Neil said, "Hey Craig, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Early start for me in Canada, but well worth it to see the early goal and Liverpool on the front foot." Yeah, it's a good start. Absolutely, Neil. And thank you for being with us, my friend. Hope you have a lovely weekend. Right, again, the Liverpool press is so much better today. And they are pressing as a unit. When one goes, they all go. And it's caused Chelsea problems so far. Chelsea, again, now just knocking the ball around their back line, trying to draw the press on from Liverpool. And Liverpool aren't taking the bait just yet. And eventually, I don't know what happens there, but the ball flies behind for a Chelsea goal kick. I actually didn't see what happened there. Seebeck said, "I'm a United supporter, but wanted to give you a sub to say I enjoy your stuff, my friend." Thank you. Appreciate that, Seebeck. Champions League footy secured for you guys for next season as well. Hopefully for us today, this will pretty much do it. But thank you, my man. Appreciate you subscribing. Right, Kanade. He's using his strength to let the ball go over the edge of the pitch. And it gets involved in a little tussle with Cucurella, but does his job, and the ball goes behind for a Liverpool goal kick. How are Chelsea so bad this year, by the way? Like, you think back to the Club World Cup and how good they looked in that game against PSG when they absolutely played them off the park. To see them come back to this, it's crazy how their season has gone. You know, I honestly thought, are they going to be challenging for the title after that display? I was thinking, if this is their new standard, Premier League could have an issue, but they've been so bad over the last few months. We've done that. Shane, hey Craig, who do you want promoted from the playoffs? I hope Millwall or Borough. I'm sick of Saints going up and straight back down. Wouldn't mind Hull. Hull would be an interesting one, all right, Shane, to get them back in. I don't mind. Honestly, I don't really have anyone I want up or don't want up from the playoffs. I'll definitely watch the playoff final, though. It's always interesting. I think it'll be a Millwall, Middlesbrough final is my guess. Bransfield said, "I don't listen to modern music either, Craig, but can't go wrong with a bit of Ariana Grande." I'd prefer Mac Miller over Ariana Grande if we're going for that era. Obviously, he's no longer with us, but I do enjoy some of his music. Best Day Ever is a really good song. I always enjoy that song. Chelsea now, far side with Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo goes over the top to Cucurella, who gets in behind. Strike. Georgie saves it. Touches it out wide, though. Chelsea have it with gusto. Ball back in and Virgil clears it. Good save, Georgie. The angle was a little bit against Cucurella there, but he manages to fire it across Georgie, who gets a strong touch and pushes it wide. Chelsea have it again now with Caicedo. Fernandez. Out to Cucurella. Cole Palmer now. Caicedo. Soboslai's gotten through some amount of work here in the opening 28 minutes. Co-pilot here showing quite how narrow Chelsea are, and so much of the play, so much of their setup is really based down their left-hand side. That's certainly where they're seeing most of the action when Chelsea do have the ball. Down air right, there left. Right, Palmer. Colwill. Fernandez. Again, cross in. Blocked, goes off. Jeremy Frimpong, Chelsea throw in far side, which is taken quickly with Enzo Fernandez. Back to Caicedo. By the way, we didn't really get a chance to talk about this. What do you guys think about Bruno Fernandes getting the Football Writers Association Player of the Year? We put a poll in our WhatsApp to ask if people think he's a worthy winner. I have to say I do. I do. I didn't get Ian Ladyman's shout last year for Bruno, but this year I don't have any problem with him getting Player of the Season. I think it's probably well deserved, if I'm being honest, based off Premier League and what we've seen. We don't really need 4 points, Dan. That's 4 points, not allowing for the goal difference. 3 points for me, mate, will do it. It depends how other results go as well, but honestly, I think if we get the 3 points today, that's it, done. But yeah, what do you think about Bruno Fernandes? I honestly, I know I'm a Liverpool fan, but I don't have any issue with him getting Player of the Year or Football Writers Player of the Year. I think he's had a great season. And there's no real other outstanding candidates. I mean, Declan Rice obviously, would have a good season, but I think just the numbers that Fernandes has done and the importance he is to that United team this season, I think he's a worthy winner. Cucurella, oh, well done, Georgie. Again, they're getting a bit of joy in behind with Marc Cucurella. Is Cole Palmer overrated? Bruno deserved Player of the Year. He's absolutely overrated. Like, there's something about Chelsea players that get glossed over the top all the time. Even Hazard, like, for me to put Hazard and Salah in the same conversation is an insult to Salah. As good as he can be, he was just too inconsistent. And Cole Palmer is just absolute bollocks that this lad gets talked about as a star. He disappears for way too long. He's so inconsistent. Take out his penalty goals, and what does he really have? If Cole Palmer wasn't English, there'd be nothing said about him. He'd never, he can't even come up with an original celebration. You have to rob that off Morgan Rogers. And then has the cheek to trademark it. Yeah, that's a corner to Chelsea, but it wasn't a corner because there was a double connection and it came back off Cucurella, so they definitely missed that one. Chelsea have it with Caicedo. Ball in deep now to the back post. That's overhit and it goes through for a Liverpool goal kick. Somebody says same as Saka. See, look, Saka I would say is a very good player. I think Cole Palmer is nowhere near as good as Saka. And then yes, Saka has some injuries and stuff, and he's playing in a team where they're not the most attacking. But I think at least with Saka, you can see the talent, and you see it far more often. So for me, I think Bukayo Saka is way ahead of Cole Palmer. Maka now. To Gravenberch. We haven't really been able to get Frimpong too involved in this game yet. There's not a lot being done down that right side from him. Free kick here. Gravenberch. I think it's Gravenberch, was it? I think Gravenberch. No, it's Canate, excuse me. Cuts back in field and then gets brought down, and he looks like he took a knock to the stomach or something here. Showing a replay here, Gravenberch's goal, and what a strike it was. So, what would we say, folks? We're now 33 minutes into this one. What would be your thoughts on the opening 35 minutes? Happy? Unhappy? Frustrated? I think there's been bursts of good play from Liverpool. Okay, said Frankie. Boring, said Oliver. What have we got? We're good for 6 minutes, said Bretland. Okay, but a hard watch, said that meme guy. Shane said Bruno 100% deserves player of the year, being the best player in the league by a mile this season. He's the reason we're third, and by the way, I wanted him sold last summer. Look, he's had a great season, and I think even Shane, as a captain, he stepped up more this season for you. Yeah, I have no problem with it, Shane. I think he's a deserving winner as well. The 5 DB said it's been okay. Angie said it's boring. We need to improve. The crowd is bored as fuck, said 3-Stripe Liverbird. Boring, turgid, pretty turgid right now. Decent, said Billy. Right, free kick to Chelsea anyway. It's just to the right, about 30 yards out. Too far out for a shot. Fernandez puts in a low ball and it goes straight in. It's 1-1. That is fucking embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That is actually embarrassing. Like, this takes how bad we are at defending to a whole new level. 1-1, and honestly, you won't believe how simple this was and how stupid it is. The ball's played across the front of the 6-yard box, and everyone just watches as Chelsea player sticks a leg out, doesn't make contact, and it just goes in off the post, and Georgie just stands there. What do you say? I mean, how the fuck does that go in from there? It's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. Like, the more I watch it, the angrier I'm going to get. It's actually ridiculous. We don't even have a body in the way. Like, he's literally able to pass the ball towards the far corner of the goal, and there's a leg thrown at it that probably distracts Georgie, but it's in the back of the net, and it's truly, truly pathetic. Fuck me. And now it's Chelsea on the attack again after kickoff. Enzo Fernandez, he plays it across. Caicedo. Cucurella, his ball in, goes through on the far side to Gusto. Oh my days, lads, wake up. Enzo, back to Gusto, ball in, blocked by Liverpool. Chelsea have it back again. Gravenberch then hooks it away. This, oh fucking hell. I don't really know how to describe the goal to you other than you won't believe it goes in when you see where the free kick is. So yeah, back to level pegging, and what a stupidly simple goal it was to give away. Someone saying, what's the keeper doing? I can sort of understand why Georgie's flat-footed, because he's waiting to see if the touch comes to redirect the ball, and that leg and the swinging of it kind of forces him to stop for a split second because he doesn't know where the ball's going to go. It looks bad, but I can at least understand the goalkeeper being flat-footed, but I can't understand how there's nobody to put a block and he's able to just pass the ball straight across and in. Like, the fact we didn't have one player in front of the near post is comical. I thought you couldn't score from an indirect free kick. That wasn't indirect. Who said it was indirect? I didn't see the ref put his hand up. So I thought it was a direct free kick, to be honest. I didn't see the ref put his hand up. And also, I'm not sure whether there was a touch or not. It looked like there wasn't, but of all the Premier League players, who do you think will have the biggest impact of the World Cup? Oh, Chelsea through again. Palmer, shot straight at Georgie. Now it's Chelsea who are making all the running. Who will have the most work on the Premier League? Don't know. Maybe Rice? I don't know. Lads, this is... Here's the free kick again. Nope, no touch on it. No touch on it. It went straight in. Fofana didn't even touch it. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Are indirect free kicks still a thing? Yes, they are. For the likes of back passes and obstruction, but you never really see obstruction given these days, do you? But yeah, back pass is an example. If a keeper picks that up, it's an indirect free kick. Certainly feels like it is something that's less and less in the game, though. Palmer. It's all Chelsea now, the last few minutes. It feels like since they've scored now, they've gotten their tails up and they're making all the running. How much faster is Will Wright versus Gakpo? Give me a run. I wouldn't have a clue. I've not seen much of Will Wright. I've only really seen highlights of him, so I couldn't tell you. Jack Williams said, "Watching this team play is really getting me down, mate. Welcome to the family." Gary said, "Feels like Chelsea at home. The defence needs to be addressed in the summer." Definitely do. Our defence is shocking. You know, I don't know what number that is now, but I think is that 18 or 19 goals conceded this season from set pieces? It's something crazy like that anyway. I don't have the exact number, but I think it's 18 or 19. The Bumba Dog said, "What I hate the most is when teams score, I feel nothing. So devoid of style, passion of play that it bleeds me dry. I can't do this for another season. Surely fan angst can win out." Well, I hope it does win out because I don't want to watch Sloth for another season either, but I fear we'll be disappointed in that regard. Medusa Cascade says, "Chelsea had scored 1 goal in 6 league games before today. Defence is looking really shaky last 5 minutes." Can't argue with that. You're right. And also, yeah, they come into this, what was it, 1 goal in 9.5 hours of football, something like that. But it's okay. You're coming to Anfield, so we'll make that stat better for you. We're so boring. Absolute snooze fest with the ball, said Banon. Yeah. Look, I thought we started the game okay, and after we got that goal, I thought we had a bit of swagger for a bit, but Chelsea have definitely come back into the game, and even just looking at Anfield, it just looks flat. And I wonder, like, is it flat because the kickoff time? Is it flat because everyone's just mentally drained from this season? Is it flat because, you know, we're Moments FC and there isn't really a rhyme or reason to the way we're playing? You know, there's no flow to what we're doing. It just feels like every attack is its own unique thing rather than has any structure, if that makes sense. Malty said, "Time to sell VVD." Well, I read a report out earlier on, mate, that came from, I think it was the Express via, I don't know if it's FOTMob or one of those, that said that he's contemplating leaving this summer. You know, we talked about the Galatasaray links before, but I don't know what to say. Why are the stadium chanting Stevie G's name? If they are chanting his name, and obviously I can't hear that, it's either a signal that they're not happy with the manager, or they're just singing Stevie's name because Chelsea are obsessed with Stevie. But either way, I can't hear it, so I don't actually know what they're singing. Ball over the top, looking for Frimpong. It's overhit and it goes behind. Look, I'm going to say this out loud. If Jeremy Frimpong's at the club to be a right winger, we need to end that experiment because he ain't a right winger. And we're only hampering ourselves by putting him out there. It's not going to work. Roshi said, I'd get down when we had a match like this under Klopp, but never thought it would be the norm. Now I'm surprised when we play half decent. Jack said 18 set-piece goals, which is the worst in Premier League history. Joke. There's been a few of them this year, hasn't there? A few worse than an era type numbers. Canade. Jones. His ball forwards misplaced and overhit and cleaned up easily by Chelsea. Jorgensen. Look at the space there. One ball between the line. Palmer has space. He plays it out to Gusto now, right side. Palmer again. Look at that. Just drifts through people. Rio, get back. Now, away you go. Somebody support him. Maka. Kirkes. Goes back to Georgie. McAllister to Virgil. Canade. Jones. Back to Virgil. 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half. We've had nearly 30 seconds of that. McAllister. Again, it's Gravenberch. Back to Virgil. Ball in upfield. Actually, do you know what? It was actually Gakpo, not Gravenberch. Gakpo dropped deeper and Gravenberch was ahead. Now they've swapped back and Gakpo's through the middle. Szoboszlai tries the ball into Frimpong, but it's intercepted by Chelsea. Now it's with Marc Cucurella. Oh, Szoboszlai's huffing and puffing and moaning at the referees, giving him blue steel. So were the crowd singing Stevie G's name? And if so, why were they singing it, do you think? Give me some insights. Busy Media said, I'm not doing this next season. Nope. I get it, mate. I totally understand the frustrations. Look, how about we hit the subscribe button? I think that'll help everybody. If you haven't subscribed, folks, please do. 301 to go. It was Chelsea fans singing. People are saying, oh yeah, they're obsessed with Steven Gerrard. Chelsea fans. If that's the if it was them singing it, they're obsessed with him. They're still singing about to this day about that slip. That just it's mad. It's mad how in Chelsea fans' head Gerrard is even after all this time. Right, ladies and gents, it is half time at Anfield, and after a good start and a great goal from Ryan Gravenberch, it's level at the break. Liverpool conceding set piece goal number 18 of the season. Captain Calculus. Oh, look, Richard Hughes is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Richard, how are you, sir? Captain Calculus, how are we? I'm watching in New Zealand, but I don't know why. I just hate watching this team. It's miserable to watch. I'm off to bed. It's like getting teeth pulled. I get the frustration. Slot should be ashamed if he can't win this, said Nessie. It just feels like, again, we're Moments FC. And we've said it at times this season. Even Ryan's goal was another great individual moment. So, yeah, let's look through some of the numbers from the first half and see what you guys think and yeah, see what we can do second half. But a reminder of the bench today for Liverpool. Isak, Gomez, Chiesa, Robbo, Woodman, Leone, Morrison, Ndiaye and Will Wright. They're the options for Arna from the bench. Right, at half-time, possession. Chelsea have had more of the ball. Hang on a minute. That couldn't be right. That couldn't be right. Chelsea couldn't have more of the ball. Arna told us we're a possession-based team. So how could the home team have less of the ball? Because Arna doesn't lie. He's never wrong. So Chelsea, 51%, Liverpool, 49%. Total shots, 5 for Chelsea, 3 on target, 3 for Liverpool, 1 on target, which is the goal. Dangerous attacks, 20 for Chelsea, 6 for Liverpool. Corners, 1 each. Total passes, 271 for Chelsea, 254, for Liverpool. Just, yeah, them numbers don't lie. At home, second best. Don't know what else to say other than, they've got one thing to say. Fire him. Fire him. Please fire him. For the love of God, please fire him. Right now, I'd consider Leone on for Maka and Chiesa on for Frimpong. I think them and Gakpo have been terrible. We need a decent right back and CDM. Well, you're not wrong about McAllister, Chris. He's been bog standard for most of the season. Frimpong's just is waste of everybody's time for him on the right wing. It's just not his position, and we're toothless out there. So I don't actually disagree with the two shouts you've made. I'd much rather see the time go to somebody like Trey Leone, who has a future, rather than Maka doing the same stuff every week. It's I get it. I get the frustration. Matthew said 22 clowns on the pitch. Can't help but laugh. Wayne, how are we? TOTC2KZ1 said yet again, take the lead, sit back for the rest of the game, and this is what FSG are thinking of backing for next season. Get Slot out now. So, whilst I do agree with you, the players have also need to stand up as well. Because again, Szoboszlai looks like he's putting in the hard yards out there, but there's a lot of players playing within themselves. And as each week goes by lately, I feel like Canade's contract offer should be going down and down and down rather than up and up and up. Because defensively, himself and Virgil are awful. Three Stripe Liverbird said, feels like a pre-season game, going through the motions. Started well, but as usual, we drifted into complacency. Slots defending and no urgency as usual. It's just boring, said the Irish Wanderer. And thank you, mate, for 4 months with us. Hugh Jones said, where's the press? They look like statues on Crosby Beach. It's awful. I thought we pressed okay at the start. But I think what you guys have said is probably right. We took the lead. We had that bit of confidence. And then we went back into coasting mode. And kind of playing within ourselves. And Chelsea, bit by bit, got into the game. And, are deservedly level and, would say have had the better of the half. And I want to remind everybody of something. This is us with 1 game a week. Remember that. This is the time of the season. We have 1 game a week. So all of his other excuses are out the window about fatigue and all that bollocks. 1 game a week. And we still can't play to the level or intensity required. Tipsy Dipsy. So we never go for the throat when we're in front. The goal was something we laughed at United for. Exactly. The goal was shocking. Like, you give him a passing angle straight across the front of your 6-yard box with nobody there. Nobody standing, let's say, just to the left of the penalty spot or across there to just block that channel. Nope. Just stand there and give him a straight pass right across the front of your 6-yard box. What could go wrong? I'm not Richard Hughes. Please stop messaging me. No, I don't believe you. You are Richard Hughes. The messages shall continue. Watch out for the dick pic. You might need to get a magnifying glass, though. Taffy said this is a joke. Brian Dawn said these players on the pitch need to take a good look at themselves. Not good enough. Adam said Slot probably spends all his week on holiday. No wonder we're crap once per week. Yeah, so it's on days like today that Szoboszlai looks a little bit silly, coming out trying to defend players having a little breakaway when they've got days off. It's because of performances like this, Dom, that you're getting the grief from people. You know, if you're winning, you get a bit more leeway. But if we're not winning and we're playing shit and players are off having little city breaks, fans are going to be frustrated about that because we're not doing the right things. We should be finding ways to be better. We should be uncovering everything. We should leave nothing on the table. We should be doing everything to get better. So, yeah, look, this season our players have been tone deaf a lot of the time. You know, at the start of the season, Virgil was giving it all the block out all the outside noise shit. I think they just need to accept now that it's on them. It's on them to get out of this. It's on them to prove they deserve to be here. It's on them to justify their wages. Chelsea didn't even play well. They just finally had some composure and Liverpool fell apart. You're not wrong. You know, and it doesn't take much for that to happen, does it? Like, it doesn't take much of a knock to our confidence for us to then start to look a bit panicky. Brent said, to get Slot out, Liverpool fans need to stop buying tickets and going to matches, hit them in the pockets, and they'll listen. Well, Brent, the only little bit I can do, mate, is, as you said, not spend money. And I think everybody that knows me knows how much of an Adidas fan I am. So Liverpool being back with Adidas, it's not going to be an easy decision for me not to buy any more stuff. But I'm not. I'm not buying a single Liverpool shirt, top, all red subscription, nothing. Not spending a cent till Slot's gone. And I've said this now for a couple of weeks. I'm not buying the new kits, none of it, because why should I? Why should I be invested emotionally and financially when too many don't give a shit? And I think I'm not on my own in saying that. Ahmed said, Frimpong's useless, we need to rebuild in the summer. Well, I still don't understand, Ahmed, why exactly we brought him in. The one position he's actually best in, we don't play that system. So, like I've said many times, now it's almost ironic that Alonso's system would probably get more out of some of these players, whether that's intentional or accidentally. I think we're better suited to that in the future than Frimpong playing right wing, because he's not a right winger. It's pretty easy just to keep the ball, and we'll lose. Again, like you've all said so many things that I can't disagree with. Start the game well, get into the lead, and then just take our eye off the ball. Let the standards drop. And again, we're struggling to get it back. Chelsea now growing in confidence. And, you know, this should have been a whooping. Chelsea came today and it should have been an easy confidence building win for us. They're all over the place. 1 goal in 9.5 hours before today in the Premier League. What's the point of Slot bringing in Isak and Frimpong when he doesn't know how to use them? Well, look, Isak, I understand. It's been a tough season in that regard. So, you know, the Isak situation, I think we'll judge it more next year. But yeah, the Frimpong signing is weird. If I'm him, I'm doing something else, whether it's bringing on Morrison, whether it's bringing on Chiesa, he's got to do something different because Frimpong just isn't cutting the mustard on the right-hand side. Bananong said, fans booing, no press, team duels, parking the bus at times, no attacking threat, absolutely shameful performance every single week. Cannot watch this. I get you, dude. I get you. And you're not wrong. It is frustrating. It's soul destroying. Every week you come in as a fan and you're hoping. You're hoping. You know, you tell yourself all week you're not going to buy into it. Then you get caught up on a match day and you think, I'm hoping. And then you start the game well, like we did today, and you're thinking, right, build on this. But yeah, we haven't, unfortunately, again. And a comedic goal that we conceded. I've seen more fight in roadkill than this team. So I do think Szoboszlai's put himself around well. I do think he's at least ran the hard yards. But we just look disjointed. Like, the whole thing about Curtis Jones inverting and stuff, it just feels weird. Because what does he do when he does invert? Like, he's not like he has the ball ranging passes like Trent did. So trying to get him to play that position, it just feels like we're doing ourselves. So why are we seeing the number 1 in the chat? What's that about? Anyone think the goalkeeper is good enough? Well, it's hard to say. And I mean that sincerely. Like, I don't know how to judge Georgie because you can't compare him to Alisson because he isn't Alisson and nobody's going to be Alisson. So I think our starting point is a tough one. And I don't really blame the goalkeeper on the goal because I understand how he was caught flat-footed. He was fully expecting a touch. But again, to not have somebody blocking that channel, that passing channel, to just put a body in the way there, that I don't understand. It was just such an easy ball across the front of the 6-yard box that it was begging for a touch. Branca said, broke my rule, said I won't watch them again until Slot is sacked. Early game for me, 9:30 p.m. Saturday night. Right, good start with the goal, and then same again. Yep, we just don't seem to know how to kill off a game. Even if we go 2-0 up, we then revert back to type, and we've seen it so many times this season. Leeds slipping, and yeah. Mark said, why is everyone typing 1? You know the ones are going to delete it. I just leave them. If it's 1 for getting Slot sacked, I think it's just easier than writing out the whole sentence, Mark. But appreciate you looking out for us as always, my man. We didn't even know how much we'd miss Hugo. Oh yeah, definitely missing Hugo. Do you think he brings Isak on second half? And like I said, somebody said Canade's a clown. Well, if he's negotiating for a new deal now, the wages aren't going up by the game here, are they? So if you're looking at him now, you're thinking, right, what do we do? Like, I'd hate to be negotiating the number with Canade right now because I feel like anything above 170, 180 grand is too much for him. So, yeah, let's wait and see if they do give him a deal or if they decide we need to rebuild at centre-back this summer again. But look, let me just say this and then I'll go back to the comments. Fire the manager, please. For the love of God, fire the manager. This shit can't go on for another year. Fire the manager, and yes, maybe we need to clear the decks of some players as well. But ultimately, the manager's temperament and the manager's philosophy. Like, I'm going to say this again. What is his philosophy? Is he a possession-based team? Because if he is, we've had less of the ball at home than Chelsea again, so that doesn't wash. No matter what garbage he comes out with, he doesn't have a footballing philosophy. Because we've seen about 8 or 9 different philosophies this season so far, and none of them are anything like he professes to play. Frimpong played as a winger at City and Celtic. Right? It's still shit there. Like, when I say he's not a winger, I mean he's not a winger. I don't mean he hasn't played there. I mean he's not a natural winger. You can see him. He isn't a winger. He's a wing back. And he's not good enough to play right wing for us. That's the point I'm trying to make, Hamoudi. He's just not a natural winger. You can see it out there. Yeah, he's been shit. Like, really, really terrible. Woke up at 6 a.m. to watch this. We're so boring, said Roger. It's actually so sad watching this team right now, said Pulsating Gains. Do you think Canade stays as number 1? Nobody else wants him. I don't know what happens. You know, it definitely does look as if it's trending to him getting a new deal, but it's not signed yet, so not really sure when we'll get any news on that. But here we are now, 2 weeks out from the end of the season. Right. We're underway for the second half. Liverpool attacking the top end. And we go straight back to Georgie. Canade isn't worth the air he's breathing. I've seen children play the position better. Gone from Matip to Canade. What a downgrade, said 195 Chrysler. He's he's definitely not the leader that he thinks he is, Canade. Like, when I hear him talk about being a leader to the younger players and all, I just keep thinking, mate, just concentrate on your game at this point rather than trying to become a leader, because you're a very unfocused centre-back. his brain wanders far too much for my liking. And if you don't have Virgil at the top of his game, any mistakes are going to be highlighted, and we've seen that time and time again. Anyway, here we go. Second half. Kirkes, his ball inside's intercepted. Chelsea look to bring it away. Virgil steps across, plays it forward. Ball back in out to Gravenberch. Jones. Canade. He goes back across to Virgil. No changes anyway from Arna at half time. Andrew Gardner said Slot should resign in shame, destroying this team. Not only the team, Andrew, he's destroying the will and the positivity of a fan base as well. Frimpong fell there, free kick to Liverpool in a kind of similar position that Chelsea scored theirs from. So let's see if we can create something. Slot should be fired just for wearing navy on the sideline every week, by the way. That'd be enough to fire him in my eyes. Craig, sorry if you answered this already. Is the feeling that top 4 is achieved, Slot keeps his job? That's certainly what we're hearing, Branca. That's certainly what is being briefed to the journalists. But, you know, I don't know more than 5% of Liverpool fans that think he should keep his job. So, anyway, free kick. See, look, Chelsea have players blocking the channel that I was talking about for us that we didn't. They had 1 or 2 players blocking that, so Dominic Szoboszlai couldn't do what Enzo Fernandez did. He did play it in, though, and Maka heads it, but it flies over the crossbar for a Chelsea goal kick. No team ever did a double over Klopp's Liverpool in the Premier League, even during the toughest times. Shows the levels Klopp had. I'm frustrated to see this now. Well, there's so many things for this season, Sedan, where, you know, United done the double over us. City have beaten us 3 times. Palace have beaten us twice. We haven't won away from home against a team in the top half of the league. In fact, we only have 2 draws. There's now 5 goals in the first half of the last 20 games for us. Free kick here. Chelsea go long from the keeper, and then Virgil fouls the Chelsea player. Free kick to Chelsea inside the Liverpool half. I mean this from the heart, said Tom. Genuinely can't do this next year. (2-1) Chelsea. Cole Palmer, 2-1 down. Fuck's sake. I seen 2-1 in the chat, and I looked up, and there's Cole Palmer wheeling away in celebration. I'll describe it to you now, but I think he might. Is Cucurella off? I think Cucurella might be just offside. Like, Cucurella plays the ball across. It then comes back off Mamardashvili, rebounds out, and Palmer scores it. But I think he's offside. Surely, it looks like Cucurella is off here. I'd be amazed if he's not offside. It looks like he's just off. Yeah, offside. No goal. 1-1. Yeah, you can see he was just off, leaning offside. But again, fucking embarrassing defending. Chiesa looks like he's about to come on. So we got let off the hook there. Still 1-1. Fernandez. Chelsea again on the attack. Oh, Jones giving a bit of lip to somebody. There's a bit of infighting here. Players giving out to each other, which isn't a great look on the pitch. As you can see, this dressing room's not behind the fucking manager. They're turning on each other as well now. Frustrations are just growing out there. Another Chelsea free kick. Fuck's sake. This is tough to watch as a fan, lads. This is really, really tough to watch. Like, this is at home as well. Like, I'm fucking sick of this. I'm sick of us being bullied in our own gaff. Soboslai out to Rio. Rio now. Chelsea players come across. Still Rio. Slips it in. And the ball. Fucking hell. Slips it to Gakpo. Gakpo forgets that he's supposed to kick the ball and just lets it roll out. You could even see one of the disabled supporters there giving Gakpo a bit of grief. Completely agree with you, Jersey's thing, Craig. Not buying the kids one until he's sacked. Don't know what you're worrying. You're 40 and at least the 4XL. Well, firstly, I'm 44 and I'm an extra large, but, you know, don't let the facts get in the way. Like, I really think you've got a misconception of how heavy I am. I'm not that heavy at all. I'm wearing extra large tracksuit top right now. But okay. Is that what to say? Thanks for the abuse. I needed it. Only just realised Gakpo's playing. Toothless said, Ian, can you make a petition for a slot out? No, I don't think it'll work. Sorry, one sec. But thanks for thinking I'm 40. I mean, you've done me well there. I'm actually 44, so I'm obviously looking younger. But, yeah. I don't know what to say. If all you have is Craig, you're fat, then, you know, I can stop being fat, but you'll still be an arsehole. What else we got? When will we be able to watch a Liverpool game without holding my breath and feeling sick? Not in the near future. Anyway, mate. Not in the near future, unfortunately. Jack said you look like you've lost loads of weight. Look, I've lost a bit, but I've lost to lose. But look, I'm just sick of being a fucking punching bag for these arseholes. You know, I'm a human being as well. And I'm not here to be abused by people every week. Chelsea play the ball forward. João Pedro. He plays it infield. Cucurella. Maka comes across, gets a challenge in. Chelsea corner. Right, hopefully we can defend this. Palmer tries to go around the outside. Goes to ground. Referee says nothing doing. Rio brings it away. He's then fell. Free kick Liverpool. Thomas said, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody, pal. I'm double XL. That so-called guy texted you, probably live in his mum's basement. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know what to say. You'll all miss me when I'm not here. Put it that way. Even the people that claim to hate me, when I'm not here, they'll have to find somebody else to have a pop at. Throw into Liverpool. Right hand side. Frimpong to take it. Swear I seen Chiesa getting warmed up there a few minutes ago, or at least getting stripped off. Could be waiting for Enrique in the next year. No, he's about to sign a new 4-year deal. It's been agreed, and he'll sign it at the end of the season. So that one's out the window as well. Jones. He's dragged himself a bit wide here. Ball back infield. Gravenberch, little ball back. Chelsea getting challenges in, and Caicedo brings it away. Palmer, Fernandez. He works it out left side. João Pedro. Don't listen to the shit talkers, mate. We love you. I'm just tired, mate. I'm tired. I'm fed up of being a punch bag. I'm fed up of my family being threatened. I'm fed up of all of it. I'm just fucking fed up. I'm a human being, you know? Jennifer said, would actually take a season out of Europe if it meant getting rid of Slot at this point. Looking fit, Craig, fuck the haters. Thank you, Jennifer. I don't know. It's a weird trade-off, isn't it? Like, it makes me angry, Jennifer, that we even have to think about those type of things as Liverpool fans. It shouldn't get to that point. Szoboszlai flicks him towards the back post. Golazzo, 2-1, offside, shit. Flags up. Jones thought he'd scored, flags up. It was a ball dinged to the back post. Gakpo heads it back across and Jones heads it in. But let's have a look. Where was the offside in this? Yeah, Gakpo. Gakpo was off at the back post. It was the right call. And we're back on their way. It was unlucky. It was a good ball ding to the back post. Gakpo headed it back across, but he's half a body width offside, unfortunately. We're second rate to a struggling Chelsea team. Anybody can see that this Liverpool team is divided. Slot needs to go now to stop this. It's hard to watch. As I've said before, it's like watching your missus in bed with somebody else and you're just stuck here watching it. That's what this feels like. It's just, yeah, we feel so helpless because we can't see any end in sight, unfortunately, at the minute. Szoboszlai, good strike, good save. Szoboszlai claims it was a handball, but referee gives a corner initially anyway. So it was from Frimpong's cross. Yeah, you're not going to get that because it's breaking his fall. You're not getting that. It's breaking its fall. Yeah, so it will be a corner. Maka goes short to Jones. Back to Szoboszlai. Back inside to Jones. He could see that coming all day, what Curtis Jones was going to do there, and the Chelsea defender steps in and wins it. Now Georgie has to come out and play sweeper, keeper, and clear his lines. That was telegraphed. You could see it all day, what was happening there. Right, goal kick Chelsea. 60 minutes on the clock at Anfield, still 1-1. Liverpool opened the scoring through a great Ryan Gravenberch strike. And I'll try my best to not spoil the surprise for the Chelsea goal, but fair to say it was just god-awful defending again from a set piece. Was the Chelsea second offside? It was, mate, yes, it was. I think it was Cucurella was about a shoulder offside. Soboslai, McAllister, Jones, back to Macca. Right, folks, 234 subscribers away. If you can do me a massive favour, please do hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're closing in on 380,000. Be amazing to get there today. So it takes 1 second, but it means the world to us. If you can, please do hit that button. For my sanity, excuse me, I had a hiccup there. For my sanity, being only watching highlights, so sad. Yeah, I don't even know the last time I watched Match of the Day. And that used to be appointment viewing, of course. You get to watch Liverpool twice, win the game, and then watch it back on Match of the Day and enjoy it. But I couldn't even tell you the last time I watched Match of the Day. I feel like every Sunday now I get up and I'm just deleting Match of the Day from the Skybox, having it series linked. Frimpong, ball in, over everybody's head on the far side to Rio. Rio, back to Gravenberch. Kirkes. Just a silly foul, but referee gives a free kick to Chelsea. I think we're going to see a change now, are we? Yeah, Chelsea bringing on Reece James. So change here for Chelsea. Reece James coming on. Don't listen to the haters, Craig. Me and my family look forward to watching you every match day. You're a sound lad. Keep the head up, slot out, and up the Reds. Appreciate you, Morgan, and love to the family. Hope you're all keeping well, and thank you for your support. Look, it's impossible not to listen to it. Like what you guys see here is a tiny bit of it. If I could show you the emails that came in earlier this year, you'd understand why I'm a little bit down this season. It's been a tough one, man. It's been a tough one, but you know what can you do? Just keep plugging away. Where is Wirtz? He's got a stomach infection, so unfortunately he's ill and unavailable today. So what do we think? Will Isak come off the bench? Do you reckon he brings him on? Another free kick to Chelsea here. Gravenberch this time, adjudged to a foul Caicedo. He has to bring Isak on. Where are subs? This is a hard watch. Everything about our team is garbage. Isak needs to come on, said James Pearsons. Yes, said Russian Honey Badger. Where's the famous Anfield atmosphere? Look, at the best of times, it's difficult at a 12:30 kickoff to get great atmosphere. But if you throw in a 12:30 kickoff and this brand of Arne Slot nonsense, I guess it's tough to get fans excited. So Isak is getting ready to come on now. He's getting some instructions from Sipka Hulshoff. Box Will said, I'm convinced Slot is just Ten Hag in disguise. I know it's been a tough year, but never forget, many of us love and appreciate you and Connor. Much love. Thank you, my man. Very kind of you, Will. And yeah, look, it's been a tough year for all Liverpool fans. And what makes it tougher is, like I said, it doesn't seem like there's either an end in sight from the manager's position or an end in sight that we're even looking like we're starting to make a click. And that's the thing that I hope that when they do their assessment at the end of the year, they do take into account that whatever about the changes or the fractured season, it hasn't looked like it's getting better as the season's gone on, and that can't be ignored. You just can't bury your head in the sand and think that another season of shite is acceptable. Like, this isn't a PSG situation, whereas the season's gone on, they've gotten better. We haven't. We've stayed the same. Offside here against Chelsea. Cucurella went a little bit too early. I tell you what, he's onside. He's onside. Linesman shite, because Kirkes is playing him on the far side. That's just flat out wrong. That was never offside. Kirkes was playing him on. Here's Rio coming off now for Isak. I mean, fuck off. Fuck off. How is Frimpong staying on the pitch, but you're bringing off the 17-year-old that is looking... I give up with him. I give up. Frimpong out there, still on the pitch, and the one danger man we have is getting taken. Fuck off. You're a gobshite. He is a fucking plank. Never thought I'd want us to lose, but I want Slot gone that bad. Maybe this will finally open the eyes of the club, said Brian. I cannot understand that. You take Rio off to bring Isak on. Get Frimpong off. He's done nothing all day. Push Rio out to the right. Free kick Liverpool. Frimpong fouled. Kisama said, I'm at the point where I want us to lose. Slot out. I'll never want us to lose a game of football. But I can't deny that I'm wanting him gone. But I don't like that it's a one or the other for us fans. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't have to almost want us to lose to get rid of a manager that's shit. The fact that they've put fans in that position in itself is angering. Angie said, we're shite, Slot is clueless, and the players don't believe in him either. FSG saying they don't want mediocrity, so why keep Slot? Because what FSG say and what they do, Angie, are very different things, as we've seen over the years. Anfield booed the Rio substitution. I don't blame him. Slot's a fucking idiot at this point, and I'm not sugarcoating it anymore. I'm sick of this man. He's destroying the anticipation and excitement of being a fan. Like, he talks about Rio like he can't play 90 minutes. He's a 17-year-old kid. He could play fucking 10 games a week and still be fine. He just, I don't know. I hate him. I just hate him. You know, people often accuse me of having agendas on here against players, and I always deny it because I don't. But I absolutely have an agenda against this manager. I want him gone at all costs. Rio off because he isn't Dutch, said Rocco Martinez Music. I just want him gone, Rocco, mate. I can't do it anymore. I can't every week hope and then just be met with this fucking shite every week. I love the booing from the crowd. Get him out, said Nessie. Well, I'll write the Echo headline for you. There was a smattering of a few boos when Rio was substituted, but the majority of Liverpool fans still wanking to their Arne Slot sock. I imagine they'll write something like that, because they deny reality over and over again until they get told that they're allowed to be negative about a manager. Massive boozer at Anfield when Rio was taken off. I know, because as I've said before with Xavi, you can't fool Liverpool fans. We know our football. We're not idiots. And we know a spoofer when we see one. "70 minutes on the clock now, still 1-1. Both sides have had a goal ruled out for offside. Both correctly ruled out. Kirkes out to Gakpo. Soboslai. Strike. Ooh, I think he's hit the post. Unlucky. Gets it out of his feet. Hits it early. Yeah, hits the base of the post and comes back out. Unlucky, Dom. But again, Moments FC. That's what we're relying on here. Worldies from players like Dom, Gravenberch. And there's, again, every chance he gets bailed out here, we get a late winner again because of a moment. Watch what will happen. The chaos will ensue. He'll get Chiesa off the bench. He'll do his usual bullshit of throwing on everybody that can attack for the last 5 minutes and hope he pulls it out. It is like watching Ten Hag. That's what it is at this point. You know, all those little stereotypes and jokes, that's what he's turned into. He's turned into Ten Hag. I don't understand why we took off Rio. You're not alone, my friend. You're not alone. Cross in. Goes through on the far side to Frimpong. He gives it to Gravenberch. Maka. Jones. Frimpong. Gravenberch. Back to Frimpong. I hope Liverpool can do better for the next season. I would have Rio on and replace Frimpong with Isak, move Gakpo to the wing. Same, Julian. I would have moved Frimpong to the bench, Rio to the right, Gakpo to the left, and Isak through the middle. Slot Amram and Ten Hag should quit football, said Brooke Mex. Nessie said, no, Craig, the journalists will blame the fans for being stupid and impatient and not backing up Slot's plans. I'm done. Yeah. You're probably right, you know, Nessie. You're probably right, my friend. They'll find a way for it to be on the fans, of course. Yes, lady, you're right. Book him. You're spot on, my dear. You're spot on. Lady in the crowd there telling the ref to book Enzo. She's spot on. Slot trying to do damage because he knows he's a gunner, said Mark Harding. Another free kick to Liverpool. Dom over it. Kind of similar position, wide right again. Chelsea holding a line across their 18-yard box. Ball in. It's head over Chelsea crossbar for a corner. I think it came off Levi Colwill. So ball in from Dom towards the penalty spot, and yeah, comes off the head of Levi Colwill over Jorgensen's crossbar, be a Liverpool corner. Khalid said, I'm slot in. Good for you, mate. Would you care to explain why? If you'd be so kind. No problem with you having a difference of opinion, bro, but either you're an opposition fan or you see something I don't, so either way I'd be intrigued to know your thoughts. Jones, back to Frimpong. Back to Jones. Soboslai. Look at that. Even that ball backwards isn't within 10 yards of its target, and Frimpong has to scutter back. Jesus Christ. Now we're playing stupid balls in our own half, and Chelsea nearly intercepted. This is just... Palmer out right side to Gusto. Khalid, I think we have a bad season, I'm sure of that, but I don't think it's entirely his fault, Craig. I think he deserves credit for winning us the league. So the usual one then, Khalid. I think that, for me anyway, and thank you, Khalid, by the way, for answering, mate. I do appreciate you. And I don't disagree, mate. It hasn't been only him. I'm absolutely in agreement with you on that one, dude. But he hasn't been able to put it right. And for me, mate, and I can, you're entitled to your opinion on it. I think that goodwill for him winning the league was used up months ago. And as the season's gone on with his new players, he hasn't been able to make it work. And here we are, 36th league game, and we're still no closer to seeing something that resembles a unit. So, but thank you, man. I appreciate you getting back to me. Watching the slow death of Liverpool not acceptable, said Javid. Why are we playing like the visitors, said Stephen. It's because we haven't got the intensity there, mate. Oof. Pedro this time nearly picked out the top corner, but thankfully for us it went wide. But yeah, it's Chelsea pushing and looking more dangerous. Khalid said, I agree. I think we should give him till Christmas. I think that's dangerous, though, Khalid, mate, because at that point, that's another season, if it doesn't work out, that we're in trouble. There's another season and we have to try to find a manager halfway through a season. I just think, personally, Khalid, mate, I've seen enough this season to be confident he's not going to put it right. But I do appreciate your input. I appreciate you getting back to me. I just think it's another risk for another season. This season's already been a waste. I don't want next season to be a waste as well. And I'd personally rather give that goodwill to a new coach. And even if there is transition, at least then mentally I could understand it a bit better. But like I said, we all see it in different ways. So appreciate your input, my man. Right, Gomez on now. And Chiesa. So Canade off, Gomez on, Gakpo off, Chiesa on. Rocco said, at this point, I think Salah is leaving, not just because of Arne. Even with a new manager, he knows Michael Edwards and others don't care. And the really grating point on that, Rocco, is that, Hughes and Edwards won't be here. Man, that's what I keep saying. So even when we do the reset, we're going to have another one. And, if you're a new coach coming in or looking at this, I guess the first question I'd have if I was Alonso is, who's going to be my sporting director? Who am I going to be working with over the next few years? And I guess if I was Arne and I was looking to sign a new deal, I'd ask the same question. Frimpong, cross in. It's a fucking shite one. It's straight into the arms of Jorgensen. Isak, well done. He wins the ball back. It's then ricocheted off him. And Frimpong wins a corner. Plays it off Cucurella. 78 minutes on the clock at Anfield. Corner to Liverpool in front of the Kop. The give him till Christmas crowd are already admitting he's not good enough. Exactly that, Aaron. They've already admitted they have their doubts. So for me, I don't think we can write off another season. It would be madness. Just make the change now. Ball in from Szoboszlai. Ooh, crossbar hit. Virgil's complaining to the ref that he was grabbed. Macca's down. Let's have a look. So ball's played in. There's a bit of holding on both sides there from Chiesa. Virgil's definitely being wrestled. I mean, he's got his arms around Virgil's neck and Gomez. And yet Virgil still gets a header that hits the bar, but they're not defending. They're wrestling each other, to be fair. I think they were wrestling each other. I don't think there was any one player at fault over another. They're all just grabbing a hold of each other. If you look at it, Verge has a hold of Caicedo, I think it is, as much as he has a hold of him. Chelsea can't play worth a darn against anyone but us. They look like Man City against us, said Stephen. And again, though, the mentality there just to moan again, I don't like. This is a Chelsea team without a manager, as somebody saying there as well. This is Chelsea with another interim in charge. It's not like they've got continuity here. And yeah, I don't know. Look, I'll be honest with you. When we went 1-0 up, I didn't think we'd be in this position here. I didn't think we'd be talking about this game being even in the balance at this point. Ten to go. Caicedo, Palmer, out to Gusto. Ball played forward. Enzo Fernandez flicks it on, but it goes straight through to Georgie. Looks like Liam Delap could be coming on soon for Chelsea. Ball out looking for Frimpong, intercepted by Cucurella. James. Ricochets in to Fede Chiesa. He was fouled there, by the way. The referee got that one wrong. Chiesa's foot was kicked and he fell to the ground. The ref gave him nothing. That was a free kick. Another missed one. Goal kick. Good covering back from Milos. Gets a good challenge in. Ball plays off Gusto and behind. Well done, Kirkes. So if this finishes 1-1 and Villa win, we'll drop down to 5th. Can we afford to draw? Yes, we can. But again, we're making hard work of what should be an easy situation. Chelsea should have been cannon fodder. But yeah, we can afford to draw. We've got enough wiggle room, but again, it's just about we're falling over the line rather than looking like we're running to the finish line of the season. If you can, though, ladies and gents, do hit that subscribe button. 191 to go to 380,000. So if you haven't subscribed, big shout, please do. Ibrahim said, don't forget Forest won against them. Their B team, mate. Forest B team went and battered Chelsea. Rabadan, can't wait for the season to be over. Same dude, and thank you, mate, for being with us as a member for 39 months. Absolute legend. Appreciate you. Right, free kick, Dom over it. 83 on the clock. It's a deep ball in. There was a handball shout, but it came up off the Chelsea player and hit him on the hand, so I don't think that one would be given. But here we are again. It's chaos time now for the last few minutes to try and scrape a winner. This has been the season. Chiesa. Corner. Corner to Liverpool on the far side. Right. Let's see if we can do something from this one. Again, it's all very congested inside that 6-yard box. Lots of pushing, shoving, grabbing. Referee coming in now to give it the whole lads calm it down bollocks. Oh, Chelsea. Caicedo's just fallen to the ground. Man down. Man down. These lads can't even pass the ball. If COVID came back his peak, these lads couldn't pass it to one another. They've been shocking, mate. I don't disagree. And this is, again, a chaotic end to the game where we're trying to find a late winner, which will just paper over the cracks. Corner in. And it goes all the way through. Isak then puts it back in on the far side and Jorgensen comes and grabs it. 85 on the clock. Caicedo. Out to Gusto. Chelsea again just knocking it around the back. Really poor towards the end of the season, and Slot didn't turn it around going into this season. What makes people think anything's going to change? See, the thing is, Martin, they don't actually think it. They just have a bit more grace to the manager. And that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying they're not entitled to their opinion. But even the ones that want to give him a chance are already sort of semi-defeatist, saying, give him until Christmas and see. But you're right. He didn't figure it out at the end of last season. He hasn't figured it out at all this season. And he's not going to figure it out next season. So I'm definitely in your camp. But I do understand that other people maybe have a bit more goodwill or patience for that league title win. I don't, because I now see it for what it is, which was the remnants of Klopp's fitness and levels of aggression that's now removed from the team. Cross in, Van Dijk clears it. It'll be a Chelsea throw in on the far side. 3.5 to go. Right, Chelsea in possession inside their own half. Ball across. They move it out left side to Reece James. He takes a touch. Jones is there on him. Enzo Fernandez now. He's fouled. Chelsea free kick pretty much on the halfway line. Didn't know we bought the Premier League's best number 9 to play right wing. It's the trend, Peter. Do you not know that? Do you not get the memo, mate? Arnold buys players and doesn't play them in their position. Midfielders at right back. Right backs at right wing. It's the Arnold way. £125 million centre forwards that look like they don't even know what they're doing in the team. Caicedo, Reece James, Palmer, Gusto. Back with Cole Palmer, out to Gusto. 88 minutes on the clock now at Anfield. Look at that. Pedro just brushes off Gravenberch like he was a child. Still Joe Pedro. That's now 5 Liverpool players he's walked through so far. And eventually then his ball inside sees him dispossessed. And only 5 players he walked past. It's a fucking embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. We can't defend. We won't tackle. Look at this from Joe Pedro. Just walks past players. Even Frimpong can't even fucking get his body in the way right. VAR having a look at this. VAR having a look at this to see if Frimpong fouled. It was definitely clumsy. So, nothing given. So, we're back underway. Penalty waved away. Clock about to hit 90. It looks as if Joe Pedro put his leg across Frimpong, and I guess they gathered he initiated the contact. Look at that. We can't even play a ball through the lines. Chelsea just want it more first there. That's offside. Out comes Georgie and grabs it. 7 minutes added on by the referee. Feels like 7 minutes of torture. Gravenberch, ball inside to Jonas. Good run off the ball from Jones. Ball across. Unfortunately, Chelsea hook it away. It's Reece James now. Moves it out to Cucurella. Enzo Fernandez. Frimpong comes back to help out. Fernandez cuts inside. Plays the ball out to Cole Palmer on the far side. We've had one of the 7. Gusto. Caicedo, his ball across, drilled straight into the arms of Georgie via a deflection. So with Frimpong now. Gomez launches it long, hopeful long ball, punted upfield. Chelsea keeper comes out and grabs it. We can't even get out, like. Every time we clear the ball, we're giving it straight back to them. Again, folks, if you can do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button, really would mean a lot. We've got 175 to go. Surely we've 175 people that haven't hit the subscribe button yet. If you haven't, please do. And don't forget to drop a like as well. We're nearly at 2,000 likes. Not much to like about the game, granted, but I'm looking for any small win. Palmer. Cross in. Georgie grabs it. Again, look, he's even saying there's no out ball for him. No, nothing. Nothing for him to do. No way to distribute it. Frimpong. Back to Jones. Since extra time or additional time has started, we haven't really gotten over half. Frimpong now. Who the fuck is that to? He just plays an aimless ball into the middle of the park. There's not even anybody there. Oh, it's just so bad. Gomez now. 3 minutes of the 7 played. Frimpong. Back to Jones. Jones into Isak. Isak goes wide, pulls the ball back across. Chelsea players there to clear it. Chelsea now looking to bring it out. João Pedro. He's fouled by Macca. That's just stupid. That's just stupid, Macca. He just kicked him for no reason. Gets a yellow card. These lads are fucking clowns. Just another stupid, needless yellow and another stupid, needless free kick. $147 subscribers to go. We're closing in bit by bit, and thank you to everyone that is subscribing. We'll have a match reaction coming up after the game as well. And don't forget, in our match reaction, you'll see a link to post your player ratings if you'd like to do that as well. Fernandez. Ball goes out. Liverpool throw in deep inside our own half. Liverpool will deny Bournemouth or Brentford getting Champions League by finishing 5th. Idiots Villa have to finish 5th and win the Europa League for 6th. Well, if Villa win now, we drop down. We drop down a league position to 5th again. Chelsea get a clearance in, but the ball looks like it's about to stay in play, which it does. Caicedo. Another free kick to Chelsea. Chelsea have basically owned the ball for the 7 minutes of stoppage time here. Just free kick after free kick being given away. Fernandez now. João Pedro. Back to Enzo Fernandez. João Pedro. to Reece James. He puts in a cross. Georgie gets a hand on it and grabs it, rolls it out, looking for Chiesa, but rolls it straight to a Chelsea player. Fuck me. Anfield emptying out again. Fans just fed up, and I don't blame them. Free kick Chelsea. Deep inside their own half, down with a corner flag. Where's this Chelsea goal crap coming from? It's 1-1. Look, fans leaving again. Don't blame them. That's that. Ref blows the whistle. It finishes at Anfield 1-1. Another uninspiring, turgid performance from Arne Slot's Reds. Finishes 1-1. Another shitty performance. Another awful result. Can't even beat one of the worst form teams in the league. Is there boos coming? Have we got boos in the stands? I can't hear. Can someone tell me whether there was boos or not? Lots of boos. Some boos. It's I don't blame them. It's shit. They know it is. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the final score at Anfield. Apparently amidst the chorus of boos, but who can blame them? It's been an absolutely horrific season for us, full of frustration after frustration. And if you can't beat this shit Chelsea team with the form they're in at home, what have you got to say? But again, all the journalists and cooks that want to gloss over this shit need to stand up and grow a pair, because it's not good enough. We deserve better. The club need to act. We can't go into another season with this clown in charge. It's shocking. Look, we'll see you for the match reaction in 60 seconds, everyone. If you can, hit that subscribe button before you head off, but we'll be back in 60 seconds to, well, debrief from this one. It finishes at Anfield for the second to last home game of the season. Liverpool won, Chelsea won. The pressure grows.